We good now? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yeah, but you can hear me now. Yep. I had a Windows update, and apparently it reset all of my stuff on Twitch. So, like my my microphone and my headset in particular, it had those as default and not set up. So, cool. Well, anyway, I asked how you guys were doing. I said I hope you had a good week last week. I said I hope that you had good hobby progress if you had time. And then I asked if Clan Wolf was doing all right, how work was, and clearly he had to be doing at least a little all right because he's here with us now, which means he probably didn't murder everyone at his job. That was my attempt at a little joke. Hardy, har, har. And then also I made a joke about me eating food. Which I do. I get a little Pop-Tart in. Yep. I needed a little something. I was getting a little nibbly. Unfortunately, it was right before the stream. So, we're going to eat this real quick, and we'll get on to doing some painting. But, that said, thank you guys again for popping in early. I do appreciate it. Like I said, I hope your weeks last week were good. And if they weren't, at least we're here hanging out today. Which is a good thing. 'Tis a good thing. And it's as it is. Here's the last remnants of my Pop-Tart. We shall savor the bites. Apparently missed the trash can with the trash. Alright. So, let's get into showing you guys where I am with Wheels' project. As soon as I put some paints back where they need to be. There we go. I took some with me to the living room last night when I got home from work. And was working on his minis in there. Alright. Cool. It is also a coffee day. It is a coffee day. Coffee. Alright, so give you guys an update on what's on the side there. Anyway, give you guys an update on where we are. His helmet's still got to be made white. Probably the last thing I do. So, but I was working on getting the black colors boxed in on these guys yesterday. And got to come in to do the silver, and missed his little pistol, so I got to put red on that, and I need to put red on the guns down there. But otherwise, I think the bikes look pretty good. I think the infantry turned out pretty good. I like the little hint of color to the black. Well, thank you, Bob. And yeah, I need some alternatives, but it's quick, unfortunately. And yeah, it's not easy because sugar's in everything. It is in everything. I'll tell you what doesn't have sugar in it right now. This. I went straight black coffee today. I usually don't put sugar in there anyway. I use some creamer. It's flavored, so it has sugar itself a little bit in there, but I don't put extra sugar. Yeah. So I think that's where we are with the black. Oh right, I was gonna show you guys one of these. think that looks pretty good. Still, obviously, got to do the silver parts. Clan Wolf, I didn't know you had a beard. Did not know. That said, I think we are going to take a quick moment and we'll go ahead and we'll box in the missing red parts on the bikes real quick. Oh, why did I say beard? Should have said. It is this color with mahogany, I think is the brown. No, not mahogany, walnut brown. Walnut brown. That's it. Sorry, messaging man as well. Oh, 1/8. It's shorter than mine. It is shorter than mine. There we go. Alright. Got that Black Rifle Company coffee. Actually, my new mug, too. My new mug. Yep. It was part of their, I think, Labor Day sale or something. It came with a sticker and a bag of coffee, so I picked it up. And, also, other news today. It's another chaplain, which looks very similar to the chaplain that I already have from them. It's very, 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 very similar. They look super close. And I agree. But with that being their cash cow, it is what it is. I boxed up my Space Marines and put them in the other room. I'm gonna be taking a break from trying to rush to work on them because it's not gonna happen. I'm not gonna get to play anytime soon, so I put them up. And I'm going to be trying to, any free time I get, trying to work on the cosplay stuff instead of stressing over Warhammer because I'm not going to get to play anytime soon. Just the way it is. And because I was organizing and cleaning up my storage area in there, my paint area, former paint area and all that, I've come to the conclusion that I have way too many minis. Now, there are more Warhammer minis that I want, so I will get those in time. That's not a big deal. And they'll have space. What is a big deal is that I have Warhammer, I have Eternium, I have Infinity, I have Legion, and I have War Machine. And then I have a bunch of boxes of giveaway minis for the streams. So, I think I have finally, unfortunately, reached the conclusion that if I can find a buyer, my War Machine unfinished models are going to be sold. I did not want to get rid of them. There's a very sentimental attachment to those because I had a lot of good times. Not as many as Bob because I didn't play as long, but I really enjoyed the Journeyman Leagues and starting out, and I really, really, really hoped that the game would pick back up. I don't think it is. And I think that COVID is not going to help it, and I think it's probably done. And I don't have a lot of space. I got so much shit in there, and with me wanting to move out at some point, I'm going to have even less space because I won't have a house. And I'm going to have to clear space. So my Eternium, which is unbuilt, unboxed, it's all still there, or excuse me, in the box rather, and my War Machine are probably going to go. If I can find a buyer, that is. I'm selling the War Machine without the painted stuff. I'm going to keep my Warcasters and a couple of Jacks that I finished and put them on a shelf or something. You know, Magnus. But I think the rest is going to go. It includes the mail-in magazine Iris as well, which is a pretty rare model to get, and a battle film bag. So, if I can find a buyer, cool. If not, well, Bob, I'm glad you kept them. I'm gonna keep my painted ones as well. I figure if I put it in the bundle, it might help move all the models. You know what I mean? Because they want that one, and the price is so good on all of it, they might just take it. That's kind of my thoughts. But I'm hoping that someone from the community might want it, because I'd rather sell to you guys and make it easy on me if somebody wants it. It's just eBay takes effort, and I've done it before, and I'm not against it. I just don't have a lot of time right now. So finding someone here that I know definitely is interested, and I can just snap some photos and shit, is really good. Or really easier on me. And a lot of my cosplay materials have been showing up. So that'll be cool. Try something new here soon. I got a whole big old box of stuff sitting there. I also picked up, get this, Bob, you ready? Bob, you ready? Because this is ridiculous. It's crazy. I bought a sewing machine. It doesn't help not being able to play, but I have been on the downward spiral for a very, very long time, and I feel like I'm in like an airplane and been trying so hard to recover and glide and not crash, and at some point you just lose a lot of altitude, you know, and you know, I don't get to game as much as I don't get to game at all. I'm not even gonna say as much as I used to. I don't get to game at all. Pre-COVID, I wasn't gaming. Bob was the only person I got to play with, really. And I was talking to Wheels about it, and I know he feels bad for me, because he's like, I wish you lived closer, man. I want you to be able to paint your army and play games and stuff. And it's like, yeah, I know. But facts are facts, you know. It is what it is. And locally, Bob's probably my favorite person to play with. I do need to give Jerry another shake. I think maybe that'll actually be fun. But I'm just not as competitive in 40K as the guys at the shop. And it's not because I can't try and learn and do the meta. It's I don't want to. I don't want to deal with that. It's not for me. You know, and they're just super competitive. War Machine was and X-Wing were my games to be more competitive. 40K, I've always just enjoyed the fluff and the narrative so much more. And even in War Machine and X-Wing, I was still more chill. Like, let's just have a good game. We'll play within the confines of it, but like, let's be gentlemen and have fun, you know. But in my experience with some of the individuals at the shop, their idea of fun is what they want to have fun, and they don't care about you. You know, so the battle reports with Bob only show one side of things, you know. There was a constant conversation off camera about things we could do to improve Army, things we could change, things I could change, things he could try, new units, you know. So it wasn't just like let's dumpster dunk. Lothar, thank you for the sub, man. I appreciate that. And what's up, Snoofy? How you doing? You know, but it is what it is. I did play some Alpha Strike with Joe last night. That was a lot of fun. It doesn't have the same minutia, obviously, as classic BattleTech. It's faster, and I didn't mind that. I do think there's a place for classic, but I think that Alpha Strike's just a lot faster if you want to field multiple units. or multiple alliances, which is pretty much what you're going to get online when you read about that. That's what they're going to tell you. But I had a good time. And I won. But what's up, Lothar? But not... Oh, that was Lothar that subbed. I thought it was someone else. Lothar, thank you for the sub. I appreciate that. I won not very gracefully. And I was doing pretty good early on, and then the tables turned, and for multiple turns, I just couldn't hit anything. It was bad. And then on the last turn, Joe moved up his Shadowhawk and put his back to a building, so I couldn't get rear arc on the ground. And you know, he's aiming at me, and then I jumped my Shadowhawk behind him on top of the building to shoot down into his back. Very Clanner-like there, Clan Wolf. Or not Clanner-like, Inner Sphere-like there, but, you know, shooting him in the back. No honor. But I did what I had to do to secure victory. I just shot him in the back, penetrated, got a critical hit roll, rolled boxcars, and then Alpha Strike, you roll boxcars on the crit table, and the mech explodes. Or they die, or they're removed, whatever. So... when that happened, Joe was down to his Griffin, which was crippled at half movement and a fire control system out, so it couldn't hit very well. And I had my Awesome with 1 HP left, or 1 structure point, and I had my Griffin, which was not into structure yet, and my Shadowhawk, who was just into structure. So the writing was pretty much on the wall for him, and he called it. But up until that point, he had been mounting a crazy ass comeback, and that critical saved me, because the Shadowhawk would still be alive if not for the crit, and that put him down, and that was pretty interesting. Like my dude, he's like, I'm gonna go for this and get cover, or not cover, but you know, block my back off, and then he jumps, and my dude jumps, blows him up. Lothar, you haven't missed much, cool man. I've been talking about throttling back on Twitch a little bit. Still trying to do 3 days a week if I can. But I got things with work and life. Like this Sunday, I worked some overtime, you know, doing the do. I announced that I'm going to sell my War Machine stuff. I should doubt you in Australia want that. But if you had any interest, it is going to be up for sale. I'm going to try and find someone in the community first. It's all mostly partially painted stuff, a lot of unpainted stuff. But the handful of painted units... Warcasters and Jacks I'm going to keep for myself and put in a display case, but the rest of it is going to go if I can. And this is when I talked to Bills about it, this is not a situation where like it's dire and I need money. It's more of a I just don't have space. I was cleaning up and moving models around, and I'm storing so much stuff in that spare room, and when I finally get to move out, I don't think I'm going to have the space for all of it. Right, so I need to start throttling back a little bit now if I can. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. Not that, even if you weren't on lockdown, not that War Machine has got a big draw right now. It's going to be a pretty niche sale, I think. And I really hate to do it, but I just don't have the space to store it. Like, that room is covered in stuff right now. Yep. Which really does suck, again, because I think War Machine was probably one of my favorite games I've played. Right there next to Battletech and Star Wars Minis for me back in the day. Did I say Battletech? Sorry, MechWarrior Dark Age. Yep. Two of my favorite games. It is very good. We're pretty shocked, but I think a lot of our I think there's a lot of factors that have factored into us doing all right. I think some of it is just the type of market we're in, and people being at home, they have things to do, and if they have the extra money, they buy things to do. I think some of it is too there's not an insignificant number of people who are into like Warhammer and stuff who may not have been affected as badly, and that could be part of it too. You know, there's nothing to prove that. It's just a guesstimation. But I think that the former is more the lion's share of sales, and that people are at home. They can some of them can afford to get some things to do and work on while they have nothing else to do. You know what I mean? So like make a little bit of forward progress while they're waiting to be able to go back to work, or waiting for life to get back to normal, or hell, maybe they're working from home and you know they do like you know, telephone stuff, and while they're waiting on calls, they're working on models or terrain, or you know, insert whatever. So they're double dipping, you know. Sounds like there is a delivery happening. I'm going to make sure I don't have to sign for anything, so give me just a moment, folks. I'll be right back. Yep, there's the door. And we're back. Alright, so I'm going to open these real quick because I'm not sure exactly what they are. I do not know what this is. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure I know what this is. It's a big box for them to have shipped what I think is very small in it. There should be some magnets with bubble wrap or bubble thingy-majigs, popcorn foam things. I think there's like a magnet in this. I think I ordered one, maybe two. So far, this is what I've unpacked for this. Oh, it was a pack of magnets. I guess 4 was the minimum. All that. This box for that. So one of the cosplay things I'm working on has a bandolier, and on one of the straps there is a clip for the rifle strap to cling to, and it comes off and on. And this is what we're going to use. It's got a spot for the screw to go, and you can drill it down in there. There we go. Oh! Ow! Oh man, that's got some zing to it, buddy. I tell you, woo, woo. That one jumped up and bit me. Good old Forrest Gump reference there. Holy shit! All right, well, that'd be why there's spacers in there. Damn, that's a strong ass magnet. I mean, I've messed with neodymium magnets before. But holy shit. That had some zing to it. I wonder if it's strong enough to go through a hand. It is. Look at that. Bananas. It's a magnet, Justin. Holy shit, bud. Get excited about a magnet. It's got it. That's got some zing to it. Woo! Well, it tried to attach itself to my keyboard too. All right. Well, that was interesting. All right. So let's see. Let's see what this is. I'm not sure what this is. Okay. Ah! Alright, that's the invoice. I don't want to look at the invoice though. We're gonna get this open without that. We're gonna figure it out. Man, and they used expensive tape. This is fiberglass reinforced tape. We have this at the shop. Use it for heavier packages. Yep, because it won't tear as easy. In particular, when we're shipping stuff that is overseas, we don't want it to bust. I mean, we don't want it to bust in general, but even more so because like it's going such a long way and it's getting on an airplane potentially or a boat, getting beat up. Like, yeah. Don't dox yourself. Yeah, that's fair. I was pretty sure I got the address off there. Alright. Please don't be a big hunk of metal. It is. It is a big hunk of metal. That's not what I needed. Holy shit. God damn it. Those aren't cut down to size properly. Well, fuck. That's not right. That is not right at all. Hold on. Love letters. All right. What the fuck is that? Yep. I'm probably not going to be able to return it. I think, is that steel? Of course, my getting that off, I tore apart the damn label. Because I'm guessing I needed it, I needed the, I need a sliver of this, not a whole thing. That's 1.25 inches or so, and that's 1 inch, then 2 3/4. No, that's almost 1.5 inches. It's like I needed the cross section. I needed this, but not by that. Fuck me. They also charged an arm and leg to ship that too. That's really stupid. Can't look up by your SKU. Oh, for the love of God. I apologize, guys. This is not what you guys want to be watching, but I'm trying to get all the materials in quickly, and this is becoming a really annoying thing to have to deal with. There we go. There's the link I needed, since your search page is bullshit. So, like, hang on. Ooh, what happened? Am I gonna see quick? Probably not. I did. Psycho, thank you for the follow, or not follow, the like on Facebook, but I appreciate that. Alright, we're gonna see if this website is not gonna charge me $15 to ship that shit. Alright, let's see if this is the same thing. Because if it is, I can go ahead and get this ordered and we can be done with it. Boom. Let's see what your shipping is. I'm gonna send a photo to the guy that I am working with to do this build, and I'm like, hey bud, something tells me these aren't the right size. That's what I'm gonna tell him. Oh, that was still $15 of nonsense that I just shipped.
We are the Emperor's chosen.
Psycho, thank you for the sub, man. I appreciate that. let's see here. All right. Let's see what their shipping total here is going to be. Have I painted a toy car before? I'm on the checkout. Thank you. Oh my god, I gotta make an account on here? Really? Fine. I don't think I ever painted gas lanes. Austin did. Austin painted gas lanes. Did I do a gas lanes? I think I did. I feel like I did the window on it. God, that had to have been a long time ago, man. No, I just want one of each. Update quantity. Thank you. Did I? I mean, I believe you. Oh my god. Oh, you didn't put dashes in your phone number. Alright, so it should be the same. Let's see. Cool. Give me a number. Oh, the shipping is also going to be ludicrous. Absolutely ludicrous. Shit, if that's the case, I'll get a couple of these damn things. Motherfuck, man. I'll buy $2 of material and get charged $16 to ship it. Get out of here. Hold on, I also got to get my wallet. Hang on, guys. Jesus. Bananas. Yeah. They could throw this thing into a flat rate, or not flat rate, even flat rate would be cheaper. They could put this in a first class mail envelope. Bananas. They probably deal with more big orders for, you know, normal businesses. You know, or bigger businesses than just me. I'm just buying some shit for a damn cosplay costume. That was it. Oh, okay. Let's see. Yeah, standard stuff is good. BANANAS, correct. Alright. Okay. Okay, cool. Did this go through? Okay, my order was. We're gonna print this too. How do I print this? Did it come to my email? Did I get an email? I'll print my invoice. I have seen some updates on the BattleTech stuff. Yeah, it should be to the whatchamacallits, the distributors or whatever, and then we'll be getting ours over the next couple of weeks, I believe. I think we should have it probably by the end of the month. I did play some Alpha Strike yesterday. That was entertaining. Alright. So, we got that in there. Got the parts ordered. Let's just put the wallet in my pocket so I don't lose it, because I will. Alright, got my invoice printed from that order. Order done. I was going to have to spend the same amount to get the damn thing from the other one anyway. But at least it's useful, because this is not. I needed one that's the same thickness as those. And I don't have the tools to cut this down. I don't have the tools for it. So they get to hang out on the desk for now. Ooh, you know what I can do? Whoa! That's got some strength to it, bud. That's got some strength to it. Alright, well, those steel rods can just hang out there on the desk. Alright. So. Alright. Time to put some butchers together. Let's see here. Alright. Batman, I'm gonna try and get some hobby time in before I get too distracted. I just had like a 20-minute tangent between ordering parts and checking the mail. So I'm gonna get me a little bit of painting in, and then I'll check some stuff. And is it this Boris Johnson thing you're talking about? Damn it. There we go. Yeah, so because that has some political connotations to it, I would definitely not be showing that on stream. Not only that, if it's something that's copyrighted, I don't do any copyrighted stuff on stream anymore. Yep. Alright, so let's see. Let's get a little dibble dab of red up here. I mean, there's plenty of political parodies as well in the United States, like Jimmy Fallon or The Tonight Show, Stephen Colbert, Trevor Noah. It's like A, it's copyrighted, and B, it's still political in a sense, and I'd rather try and minimize any of that on the stream. Because, for example, while it may be a parody, if someone is a pro-Boris person here, they might be offended by that. And not that I should be too worried about trying to please everyone, which I never will be able to, but being able to try and just avoid silly things is a good thing. Let's see, I need to highlight these. I think we're going to grab a little bit of maybe that. That's probably way too much right there. Okay. 1, 2. There we go. Pre-mixing, this looks like some kind of... This looks odd. It's weird looking. We are going to get ready to mix it up here. So, Clan Wolfer, you working? I feel like you said you're working evenings on Mondays now. I think that last time I asked about it, that's what you told me. Oh, okay, you're off today. You're off today. Nice. Well, hopefully you'll get some hobby time in today. That will be good, or at least some time to hang out with us cool people. I feel like that might not be quite bright enough. No, maybe that's good. I'm not trying to edge highlight everything either. I just want to make it as quick and good enough as possible, at least on the bulk stuff. Spend a little extra time on the characters, I don't mind that. That makes sense to me. Oh, nice. Okay, so I think that's probably pretty good. I think they still might be a little bit not bright enough. 1, 2. All right, we're gonna try lighten that up a little bit more. We'll see if that does it. That was 3:2 ratio, I think. Kind of makes this pink color. Pink color. I have to take a break here a little bit. Restock the coffee. Restock it. Alright, got a hair floating around there. Come on, thank you. Alright, so I think I'll try and go for a little speed here. I'm gonna just hit the edges I can hit with the paintbrush. I think that ought to be probably good enough. Yeah, so you just saw the steel weights. Yeah, you did. Yeah. Or I did. They were supposed to be for a clasp on a bandolier for a cosplay outfit. And those are a little bit too thick. And unfortunately, despite all the tools we have at the shop, heavy-duty metalworking stuff is not something we have a lot of. Everything else we do. You're sending me a mystery box? What could Clan Wolf possibly be sending me? Speaking of mystery boxes, I really need to get some giveaway boxes together. I've got a lot of minis to part out, and I want to make as many giveaway boxes for the stream as I can, and then run some type of giveaway if we can, when we can. That's my goal. I don't know when we'll get to it, but I do have a bunch of stuff. And we were talking about cleaning out that room, and having some space freed up would not be a bad idea. So between running a giveaway and clearing out a bunch of that stuff and selling my war machine, if I can find someone that is, that would be super helpful. Not hold my breath on the war machine though. I almost didn't even want to include the bag in the deal for that, because I really do like the battle foam bags, but it's a War Machine branded one, and honestly, if I'm moving the army, might as well just move the bag with them. Okay. And we'll come back through a little bit of ink over the top of those. I have not. I have not. Yeah, we haven't done a painted giveaway mini in a little while. And with the stream schedule being in a little bit of a flux right now, I'm not sure exactly when all these things will go down, because usually they're Sunday nights, but it's looking like I may be predisposed on Sundays for a little bit. I'm going to be, as long as there's hours, I'm trying to pick up some overtime and add some extra funds to the coffers. Yo, for bias, I'm not worried at all, man. No apologies needed. Your life and your health comes before getting me free minis, my dude. And I know you wanted to get some paint racks made. No rush on that either. Whenever you are in a position to comfortably do that, we'll do it. Until then, no big deal. No big deal. And yeah, Clan Wolf, I ordered some Green Stuff World stuff too. I had to restock, so I got some more yellow for Imperial Fist stuff, mostly because I think Wheels wanted me to do a tank, and I'm sure he's going to try and convince me to work on some other stuff for him in the future. So I went ahead and got the yellow I needed and some basing materials from him, so I'm excited for that to come in. And yeah, Lothar, stream's been up and down for a little while. Views and subs and follows and all that stuff have been in flux. It's honestly been a little bit frustrating, but there's nothing I could do about it. You know, you just gotta you deal with it. It is what it is. So, because of that, we haven't really done any giveaways because nothing's really been going down to trigger them. And, you know, there was a time when I would run giveaways more often, but it felt like I was just bribing people to be here instead of rewarding people for being here, you know what I mean? So I kind of got away from doing them like that. Yeah, painting would be good. And for bias, I got my one Neo Mechanica model in. I got one mini, one little mercenary looking chick. She looked cool, so I bought her. Let's see here. I think Austin said they were gonna be, I think, 18 apiece. I think. When I invoice you for them, I'll give you the get amped thing. So we'll do 18 plus shipping per. I think that's what it was. I'll verify, but it won't be more than 18. It's either 16 or 18. I can't remember. And when we're done, I'll at the bottom, I'll put the AMP services discount, so, you know, whatever your total is minus 10%. I won't get a kickback out of that, but honestly, I'm not worried about it. It's more just trying to do right by you and get you the little paint racks you need. But I want to make sure you still get the discount that you're accustomed to when you're working with us. So, and not only that, I will likely be the one who cuts it anyway, so not a big deal. That, and we just got another laser machine, so it'll be even faster once we start, because I can double up and cut them two at a time. Unless Austin makes a cut for the big machine, which is possible. I still feel like those highlights are a little anemic. Oh, that's fair, that's fair. I'll have to go back through your messages and see how many bottles you needed, and then reference, because I know we talked about it. I feel like Austin gave me a rough estimated number of what each one would probably hold, but I'll have to look back through our conversation, see if I can find it. What I'll probably do is when I come in with that ink, we'll probably thin it down considerably so I don't like lose some of that highlight because it's very subtle. Nice. Yeah, I saw you post on Instagram, and I had to comment because it had been a while since you had posted anything, and it was nice to see you getting some hobby progress, and especially with what you were going through. I'm assuming you're doing the thing with Zambies and Gamer Dad, the bring your own bust thing. I think Gamer Dad does like a monthly bust where people paint along. I'm assuming that's what you're doing. I could be wrong, but I saw it the same day that I saw that post from them, so I drew a connection there and assumed that might be what you were doing. Oh, very cool, very cool. I didn't realize they were that multiple groups were doing different stuff. Very cool. Bring up my Discord here. Says, this is Red. She was my first ever bust. It may not be the greatest, but I'm very proud of her. Let's see here. Oh, gotta move here. Bum ba dum bum bum. Hey man, very cool. I dig it. Eyes look cool, like the skin tone. I like the paintbrush rack 2000 in the background with what looks like, I think, artist opus brushes on it too. Very cool, man. Let's see. I'm assuming you were trying to use purples or blue. I can't tell if it's purple or blue. It's kind of close. For shadows on red. I've seen quite a few artists doing this recently. Very cool. I think Nomadic Chris does that too, I think. I like the little stand. I'm waiting on my little boobage. I have to cover it up. What was I gonna say? Right, I'm waiting on my bust to come in. I ordered one that's looks like a wizard. Looks like a wizard. I think that's on back order until end of October. And I've given up hope on Lock and Load becoming available. When she's available, I'll try and get her, if ever. If ever. Yeah, man, but this looks good. You should be proud of that. Oops. Definitely making some hobby progress. Some hobby progress. Some, well, I say hobby progress. Some quality jumps in your skill level. So very cool, man. I dig it. Also, for anyone who accidentally saw that that tab that I clicked to, that's relevant for other conversations that we were having previously on stream. And for Bias, considering some of the interactions you've had online before with people, I am not only proud of you for completing a mini, but proud of you for continuing to share, man. That is, it's a very important thing, and I'm very excited for you. And the progress you're making in quality is good too, and I really dig that because it's something that I think we as artists don't notice it while we're doing it. It's, you know, others may notice, but when you look back, you notice. So like if you go to your Instagram and you look at some of the other stuff you did and look at this one, I feel like you're making some progress in terms of getting better. So, and improving as an artist is always good. Even if we may not ourselves notice it, others may, and I think that is awesome. It's also why I am a big fan of encouraging people to share their work, even if it's not in Discord, like on Instagram in particular, because you can always go back and see, kind of like chronologically, your art history, so to speak. And I think that is invaluable for seeing your hobby growth. Well, as Bob Ross would say, talent is a pursued interest. Anything you're willing to practice, you can do. And art is a lifelong pursuit. You know, we will likely never be where we want to be, and when we get where we want to be, there'll be a new destination that we wish to go, and that is just the way of things. So, I think that what's important is the journey and not the destination. As long as you're having fun, you'll complete cool work, and then you'll complete another cool thing, and another cool thing, and it'll keep happening. And along the way, you'll learn some things and improve while you do it. But in the here and now, it's okay to be happy with your work. And it's okay to know that in the future, you'll improve. But I think some people dwell on an inability to achieve a amazing quality they want, and they lose sight of the fact that, hey, if this is the best you could do right now, you knocked it out of the park. Did you give maximum effort? Did you try? Did you learn something? You're going to get better. You know, don't stress about it. But I think some people lose sight of the incremental improvements that they will make, especially if they can't notice them over time because they haven't looked, or it's such subtle things that slowly build so they don't see it, and they get frustrated. And it's like, don't worry about it. You're only competing with yourself. And I know you guys have heard me preach these things a lot, but it is nice to
Squad
get on the
morale
soapbox
restored.
sometimes. Adit Levson, if I got it right, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. And Draco of 5151. How you doing, bud? I hope you are doing well. How's your mom? I think recently that's who we were talking about over the last few months. Had some surgeries and stuff, or some medical scares. It's either that or your grandma. I forget. I apologize. I try really hard to remember the conversations we all have. But you guys have to give me a little bit of slack if I get some details mixed up. I think all things considered, I'm doing pretty okay. My memory is also pretty bad in person, so it's not just me being a lazy streamer, but I do try. So, how's the fam? I'm sure you'll be able to correct me, but I think it's always good to ask. Much like when Forward Bias is around, and you know, actually sometimes when Forward Bias is around, I forget to even ask how his health's doing. Sometimes I do, and sometimes I don't. And I think that's because at some point, I feel like maybe Forward Bias might be like, stop fucking asking. I'm doing all right. I'm gonna get through this. Don't remind me. I want to paint some cool models today. And then sometimes maybe he's like, you know, I am doing pretty good today. Thank you for asking. You know, you never know. So I kind of try and gauge it and not ask about it all the time. But if I don't ask, it doesn't mean I don't care. Just sometimes I wonder if you guys, you know, want to rehash the same things. So sometimes ask, sometimes I don't. Also, I haven't had a latte today, and I drank a whole bunch of coffee, so kind of rambling. You guys know how it is. Both have had issues. Both are doing well, though. My mom is back at the bottle. Back at the bottle, like drinking? Lando the Archmagi. How you doing? Or Magi. Oh, Draco, that's not good, bud. That's not good. I don't have many words of wisdom for you on that one, or encouragement, other than, you know, if your mom can seek assistance or help, that would be good. The problem with drinking, and I occasionally drink and have a good time, you know, but the problem is, it's really easy to teeter into excess. That's why sometimes I'll have a good night, and then sometimes I'll be like, nope, I'm not drinking for a little while. That felt too good, and I don't want to get used to that feeling. You know what I mean? So it's like finding that happy balance. Unfortunately, if you're in a fragile state, chemically or mentally, emotionally, or a combination of those, it can really, really dig its talons into you. And you know, sometimes you need a little bit of help and a little bit of support from family, and hopefully you guys can. I'm not an expert on this, by the way, but hopefully you guys can find a way to help in the best way possible. This is not something I'm familiar with and know all the ins and outs of, but I know that health-wise, doing it consistently and to excess is not good. Everything in life in moderation is probably reasonably okay, but for some people that's really hard. And you know, I hope that you know, if you guys can find a way to help your mom get off that and stay off that, that would be ideal. And maybe, you know, maybe it's a chemical thing, a dependency thing. Maybe it's also like a mental health type thing. You know, sometimes when I drink, it's because I'm not having a good day. You know, sometimes I want to be social with friends and have a beer and just relax. And then sometimes it's like, you know what, I don't feel good about myself today. I'm going to drink this here beer and I'm going to numb it all away. And that's not good. That's not a good reason. And if that's why you turn to the bottle, then you're doing it for the wrong reasons. Doing it like in a social gathering, that's the healthy stuff. You know, don't drink to the excess. But if you find that more often than not it's because you're depressed and down, that's a slippery slope. And if you can't pump the brakes, getting that help is good. You know, and again, I don't know what to do or what all to say, so I'm kind of rambling, but I hope that you guys can help out. Orlando, that's good, man. Got my new Codex, Chaplain on the bike into Dagoon. That's awesome. I have vowed not to buy any 40k the rest of the year. I want a Codex. I want my Dark Angel Codex. I want that Chaplain on bike and a bunch of other stuff. There's a whole list. I'm going to put stuff on my Christmas list, but I'm not buying any 40k. And yeah, see, for Bias, I knew that he had had a connection with like sobriety and stuff, which has always made it a little bit odd for me, because sometimes I talk about drinking and you know, social drinking and whatnot. It's also why, and I know he's told me not to worry about it when he's around, but I still try and be respectful. Occasionally on stream I've had some beers and stuff. I try to, you know, keep it toned down, keep it off the screen, you know, because I want to do what makes me happy, but I also want to respect others. And finding that that happy medium is good. It's just more of a for me, like, just making sure that you are, if you're doing something, it's not destructive. And that's why, like, the few times for me when I've found that I've drank too much to excess, especially consecutively, I take a break and I'm like, hey, I'm not having alcohol for a little while. Yeah, I'll try to get at some point, hanging out with some friends, but I drank too much today. There's a problem. And there for a long time I didn't drink at all. You know, because I was worried about it, you know. But finding, it's all a mental state of mind. Just like with minis, sometimes minis make me happy, sometimes they stress me out, and you got to take a break. And that doesn't work for everyone, you know. If you've had a major dependence, you know, a permanent break might be in order, obviously. But you know, much like with anything in life, like today I might eat way too much chocolate. You know, last month I put on 5 pounds or something because all I ate was Snickers. All right. Pump the brakes, Justin. Don't eat so many Snickers. Every once in a while is cool. Not every day. You know, if you have a beer, you know, a couple times a month when you're having a dinner with friends, that's healthy. You know, if you're drinking every Friday night and you're drinking a 12-pack, like, that's not. You know what I mean? But if you can't find that, like, it's, you know, that balance, then you gotta give yourself some ultimatums. And that's kind of where I'm at. That's what I did with minis. I spent way too much money on them. I wasn't getting anything done, and honestly, they're stressing me out. They're not making me feel good. So I'm like, all right, I'm not getting stuff done. I need to try some different things to get my mind right. I'm not buying any more 40k the rest of the year. I'm going to put my money in other stuff. But that said, in that case, I am going to, like I said, put stuff on my holiday wish list, because there's really not much other things I need, and it's not me that's buying them. Other people can do them. Also, if I don't put that, I might end up with just, you know, more jeans, and I got a closet full of jeans. I don't need more jeans. You know, but for me, it's gonna be a nice little break, and hopefully a stress reliever, because especially when Space Marines come out, especially Dark Angels, I start panicking because I gotta get all the stuff, and I don't want to do that, you know. Royal Clan Wolf, that's awesome to hear too. I didn't want to glaze over or miss your thing and talk about a new Pathfinder game. Very cool. And Dagoon, that's awesome too. Yeah, Lando. I just boxed up my my Space Marines. They're in stasis at the moment. They're on hold. I just don't have the time to work on them, especially because I'm working on stuff for Wheels. And honestly, working on Wheels' commission puts money in the bank, and that's good. Especially because I spent a bunch of money on this cosplay endeavor that I'm going to be working on. But I don't really have the time, and I'm not playing, and right now it might be a year before I get the game again. So I just gotta focus on other stuff for me. It doesn't mean I don't want that stuff, because I do. Definitely do. And I've got all that Battletech coming too. Dagoon, that is, that's a major change, actually. In the generic Space Marine Codex, Scouts have always been a troop choice. I think it was for Dark Angels back in, I think, 4th Ed? 5th Ed? I think their Scouts were actually elites. But back then, their Scouts also had Ballistic Skill 4, where standard Space Marines only had a 3. Sorry. Theirs were 3, standards were 4. It was back when you had, it was back when a lower ballistic skill was better. Sorry. They hit on 3s instead of 4s. Old Space Marine Scout Sergeants were BS3, and the regular guys were BS4, and the Dark Angels were all BS3 back in the day, but they weren't troops. That was the difference. There used to be a lot more major changes between the codexes back then. That makes sense too. I'm not as familiar with Space Wolves. But again, they're not generic, so that makes sense. But who knows? Gotta get people buying them Primaris models. I tell you, like, 40k used to be a lot simpler than it is now. 5th edition was... It wasn't perfect, but it was just way more simple back then. But I realize I am not the target market for 40k anymore. Gotta get that coffee in. Alright. I could have done red trim on the shields, but I honestly thought the black trim would break up the red and yellow a little bit. That's why I did it. I thought it looked a little better. I also liked the black Aquilas. I think that looks really nice. It's pretty sharp. Breaks up all the brightness a little bit, at least for me. We still got a ways to go, especially like the gold details and the robes and all that. But the basic troops are I'm making some really good headway on those. Like I said, we're probably gonna try and focus more on the nitty-gritty, quick highlights on the troops versus hitting every edge on those shoulder pads as well. Like, it's just gonna make more sense. And Clown Wolf, that's good. And I really do like the black chain swords. I like that. Well, I'm going to come in and probably dry brush the casing on the back there, so we got a little bit of silver going on and then the silver teeth. But all in all, I'm pretty happy with them. And I really like, I mean, I did all the highlights with those with the dry brush, which was pretty speedy. And then a little bit of my my Green Stuff World concoction for the blue-black wash, and it works out really nice. Well, that's good, man. Yeah, I'm pretty pumped to get a chaplain for my Dark Angels at some point, but like I said, I don't know when I'm going to even be able to play again. So I'm not stressing it. At least trying not to. But I am pretty pumped about that chaplain on bike. He does look pretty cool. My Raven Wing will welcome a chaplain on bike with open arms. They'll be quite excited to have the addition, at least from a fluff perspective. I'm still not sold on Primaris being in the inner circle stuff, but you know what? They're true scale Marines. Just stop worrying about them being Primaris and just start assuming that they're replacing old models, and that's just the way it is. Just kind of ignore that part of the fluff. Just assume they're true scale Marines, and then all is right in the world. I mean, that's pretty much what's going on. They're writing the fluff to justify the new models, and then 10 years from now, no one will be talking about the old models. It'll all be Primaris, and that'll just be the standard Marines. It's just the way it's going to be. It's less about the rules and more about the fluff of the matter. Lando. The rules was a problem before. I mean, that's no joke or no question, but the fluff's a big deal. Yep. I think that's the updating the rules for the old guys to be on level footing with the new guys is likely a band-aid because the community is complaining about it. I don't see... I'll tell you what'll shut me up. They put out an upgraded Space Marine kit, an updated dev kit again, attack squad kit, insert standard Space Marine kit. They put one out that's new. I'll shut up for a little bit. But right now, I don't think that's going to happen. I think they're just going to keep the old stuff. We'll have it for as long as we have it, and Primaris is going to get all the new models and the new updates, and I don't foresee the old stuff getting updated. It may still get updated rules. I don't think we're going to get any new models. This is the same reason why they put a whole bunch of the old characters in units into Legends. You can use them in a narrative play, but not match play. For example, the old librarians on bikes and chaplains on bikes because it didn't make models for it. And they put them in the Legends because they're not going to make those models. They made Primaris, chaplain now, but not a standard biker. They're not going to. So we may still have rules for it, but I don't think we're going to get any new models ever or updated stuff. I think it's just going to slowly fade away. That is fair, but I don't know what they're going to do with Terminators. That's a little bit different. I'm specifically referring to standard power armor. And also the Terminator Chaplain may have also been something they've had for a million years sitting there waiting to release. They put out a new Tactical Squad box or Dev box or Salt Marine box or something like that. I'll sing a different tune for a little bit. Or they put out updated Scout models for Space Marines. We get a new box because that box is ancient. We get an updated set of sculpts with that without derpy faces and better poses. I might change my tune a little bit, but I don't think that's going to happen either. Yep. I know this is at least the second limited edition one because I have the other one. But they had models for that, so they didn't have to Legends it because there were models they made for that unit. Yeah, we'll see what happens. And we're in a pretty decent place, at least for standard Marines, because like the sculpts aren't that old, but like Scouts are. Those things are ancient. They've been the same models as long as I've been playing, and I don't think they're going to get updated. They could prove me wrong, but I doubt it. And even then, like I'd be curious if Scouts get updated, if they still ignore standard power armor because Primaris, but we'll see. The real kicker, I think, will be when Chaos comes back around, because they're the Renegades, the traitors, and whatnot, and there are stories of Space Marines going Renegade. They don't have to have been like Horus Heresy era Renegades, and currently there are no Primaris armored Renegade Space Marines, but ostensibly like either that's going to happen or Chaos is just going to wither away. It's not like they're going to be getting replenishments, it's just, it's a thing. But we'll see. We'll see how long they last before they get, hit with some changes. Their new Marine models were more true to scale, so there was that at least. Yep. I don't know, Draco. I think that's why we're getting updated rules. I don't think we're going to get updated models for those. For the old school guys. If that was the case, we would have got we wouldn't have Legends. They wouldn't have put chaplains and librarians on bikes and insert other characters of that nature into that Legends book or index or whatever it was. They would have just finally made a model for it and fixed the problem, which is what fans wanted. I don't think fans particularly wanted them to get rid of models or units. I think they'd rather than make the models so that you can still use those units, but they didn't. They consistently removed them, and then they put them in a status where you couldn't use them in matched play. Okay, fair, whatever. If you're playing in a tournament, you don't get to use them, and then they put out Primaris versions of some of those, and that's what's going to keep happening. So I don't think they're going to listen to everything. I think right now they know that people who are complaining about standard Marines not holding up well to Primaris. They know that there are plenty of people who still have plenty of standard Marines laying around, and they want to keep them in the game and trying to buy stuff. So you update a little bit, you appease them, but updating rules is not the same as updating models. You know, if that was the case, we would have had updated Eldar a long time ago, which we don't. And their rules have been good. I mean, the army's had some really good meta stuff for consistently over time, but their models, some of them are pretty garbo. Yep. And I'm not trying to get on like a bash GW kick here. They gotta do what they gotta do to make money. I get it, but as someone who has spent a lot of money over the years on models and has not been able to paint quickly enough to keep up, and then all of a sudden is finding out that the things I bought weren't useful, so I've sold them off because it took so long. You know, it's frustrating. You know, because I just don't have the time. And some people do, some people don't. But it really sucks. One of the appeals to 40k when I started was being able to buy units as I go and play. And then when you get to a point where you're like, I've bought this thing and now I can't use it, or I can use it but only in this type of thing. You know, you want to have all your options open, and it's just like, well, if I can only ever use it in this type of format, then why own this unit? You know, which is where I was. Like, I'm not interested in a 40k tournament scene, but maybe they update it one day where it seems fun, and I'm like, all right, I'll give it a shot. Well, now I have an army that I've built and painted that I can't use, so why even bother painting them in the first place? Let's move on. So I did that. I only kept certain select things, you know. And yeah, I would agree with Clan Wolf there, Draco. I've been in 40k for a decade, and not everything the community screams for do we get. That's a thing. Yep. And if I'm honest, if I'm perfectly honest, and this is me, in Age of Sigmar, I think the community overwhelmingly did not want Games Workshop to nuke the world and kill off everything, which they did, and then made that it's fixed now, but it was too late at that point, where they made all the old models useless, and then you had to buy new models, and then they finally came back around and gave you handbooks to be able to use your old models, but it was kind of too little too late. People were already, you know, pissed, and this was over a long span of time. And then that was a test bed. Age of Sigmar was a test bed for 8th edition, I think it was. 7th, 8th edition? Something like that, whatever. One of the new editions. It was a test bed for it. They saw what they did wrong with Age of Sigmar, and then they fixed that with 40k. So they did learn from something. But if the community in Age of Sigmar had overwhelmingly not raged about the models being basically deleted, I think 40k would have had that same thing happen. Now, one can say, well, the community screamed loud enough, GW fixed the problem. They may have diverted that problem slowly for 40k with the Primaris slowly updating instead of all at one time updating. The band-aid for Age of Sigmar to fix that took so long that it was too little too late. You know, they had already decimated that part of the community. It is what it is. Also, if that was the case, we would have gotten, you know, models back in the day way sooner, and we didn't. There was plenty of models that used to have rules for and no models, like in the Imperial Guard Codex, Sergeant Bastogne, and the Tyranids Codex used to be the Spore Mines and the Spore Pods and the Doom Malantai, which they took the Doom away. I don't think you can even take them anymore. They have the Spore Pods now. They took them away at one point because they didn't make models. They did make a model eventually. Never made the Doom. Took away the Librarian on bike, the Chaplain on bike, various other Space Marine characters and so forth. They didn't make them. I get it. I get some of it, but like we didn't get replacement models from them. They just took them away, even though people wanted the stuff. You know, and then Sisters was the big one. People, like, when they did that big giant survey, that was overwhelmingly the thing people had said. And it's like, yeah, different Imperial Guard artillery, took that away. And then the Sisters, people have been saying for years they wanted Sisters, and they didn't listen. Like, it was a joke in the community because Games Workshop didn't listen. Now, ultimately they did, but it took a very, very, very long time. And at this point, like, yeah, if we bitch about Space Marines, like, if it takes the same logic, it takes 10 years to fix the problem, by then Primaris is already going to have eclipsed everything. You know, like, I don't know. If I'm honest with you, I think the things the community are going to change are the easy things. Rules and tournament scene. I don't think we're going to change a lot with the models. I'd be happy to be proven wrong. But the track record's not been very good for that. Yeah. And then honestly, when it comes to rules, I feel like they listen to a lot of the competitive scene way more than the casual players. And I get that, but also that only really caters to one style of play. You know, it is what it is. And if that's where 40K is going, and the majority of people that are buying into it want to play competitive, you know, and it's just not the game for me anymore, okay, you know, cool. But I feel like in that case, when it comes to the rules, the minority is very, very vocal, and the majority is not. And I could be wrong, but I feel like the majority of 40K players are not ones that are rushing out and going to tournaments. And I feel like the majority of 40K players are probably not all just beer and pretzels players. I think it's somewhere in between where people are like, maybe I'll try a tournament. Maybe I just want to play casual today. But the rules things they keep doing, I feel like are catering tournament stuff, and that's me. I could be wrong, but that's me. Yep. Yeah, the new rules or new codex, a lot of people that had playtesting and helping with the rules are tournament guys. I forget his name. Big tournament dude. If someone said it, I would recognize it. It is on the tip of my tongue and I can't spit it out. But it's a big tournament guy, wins a lot of stuff in 40K, and they had him in on helping with the rules, and then they had him helping like in an interview article thing recently about the meta stuff. You know, and that is what it is. You know, but it's no secret now that's what they're doing. You know, and that's fine from the competitive scene. I want to make sure that there's also emphasis on the casual stuff, which, you know, we got the conquest rules, and that's cool. But I feel like they could be doing a little bit more. Like, for example, this takes a lot more resources, and I get that. But for me, I feel like community engagement in, like, Fate of Connor was amazing. You know, feeling like you had an impact on the story, whether you actually did or not, you know, is a different thing. But, you know, impacting with that, seeing each week's missions, seeing the wins and loss percentages on the internet, and knowing that, hey, I contributed to this thing, even if it was minimal, even if the whole thing was bullshit and they knew where they wanted the story to go, you still felt like you were part of a thing. And that actually got me to go out and participate each week. I came out and played at least one game in support of the Fate of Connor campaign because I thought the concept was super cool and I wanted to do it. And doing more stuff like that in conjunction with tournaments, I think is the way to go, because you get down on that local level with the casual narrative kind of guys or just not competitive guys, and then you also offer the competitive scene for the people who don't give a shit about the narrative, that just want to play competitive. They got it, you know. Best of both worlds. You're casting that net across the whole market, not just one section, or you're not just giving a band-aid to one section and focusing on the other. You know what I mean? That's me. The rule set, I feel like, is just not ground up, has never been tournament. Maybe this one is, I don't know. Like, War Machine feels like a tournament game, not a narrative game. 40K has always had that cool narrative style to it that you could have with creating your own legions, your own characters, but they have been very progressively and rapidly recently getting away from that. For example, like, you still paint your your army, your legion, whatever the colors you want, but doing a custom character, they've put a lot of that stuff in Legends, can't do it anymore. And they've limited the options for characters and limited the bits and access to stuff, so it's getting the models are getting cooler, but the customization's getting smaller and smaller. Yeah, so it is what it is. But yeah, and yeah, Lando, I did see that's why I mentioned the Crusade system. I'm just hoping that there's more to it, and it's not just like, here's a thing, buy, and it's not as supported. Like, I want to see that be a bit more mainstream, but do more campaign events in store, do things that are more than just supporting tournaments, That's my thought process. But I feel like I am not the target market anymore, and that is what it is. And Bob, I agree with you. But the problem is when you put it in the hands of the players, you and I can agree. The problem is not everyone's going to be able to agree. And the easy retort to that was just don't play with those people. I'm sure someone in chat's probably thinking that right now. Well, if you can't agree on what's fun with someone in a casual sense, just don't play with them. My retort to that would be the rules are what the rules are. Bob and myself can come to an agreement on what's fun. That's what we play. We have a good time. I choose not to play with anyone else at the shop except for Bob right now because, in general, in my experience, for me, their idea of fun is not the same. They want the competitive stuff. In my area, there are not a lot of options to reach out to more casual players to play with because we do not have a very large group of players. For me, I spent over a decade running games and trying to grow games, and I don't have the time to do that anymore. I just want to be a part of a fun community, right? We don't have it for me. So the rules are what they are, and when you can't agree to what's going to be fun with someone else, and then the alternative is not getting to play, I either play and I'm miserable, or I don't play at all, which I've chosen not to play, or I just keep playing with Bob, which is cool. I like playing with Bob. But if the rules were such that it's a more fun experience for everyone, and then people who want to play competitive can go to the competitive, and there's less agreement ahead of time because the rules are tighter, that's a win-win, and that's where I'm at. Like, I want you to do stuff that benefits more than just the competitive scene. And if that's not what happens, I'll keep not going and playing. Because if I'm not going to have fun, I have such little amount of time to invest in gaming these days. If I'm going to spend my day off, if I get a day off, I'm going to spend that playing a game, 40K, and I'm going to spend 3.5 hours, and that's all I get to do, my one game for the month, or one game for, every 2 weeks. 2 weeks would be, amazing at this point. And I'm going to be miserable because of the way the things go. I'm going to do something else, and that is literally pre-COVID why I didn't go play at the shop, because my experiences were not very good. I reserved playing with Bob because Bob was chill, and Bob doesn't rage and throw stuff and get angry. He also doesn't play Ultra Cheese. And if Bob wants to play something more competitive, he always talks to me ahead of time. He's like, hey man, do you think if I bring this knight or whatever he has is going to be super competitive? Can you handle it? And I'm like, yo, we'll try it once. I'm not sure. If it just raffle stomps me, next game we'll make an adjustment. Let's give it a try. Like, he talks to me. Other people, they want to get you with that gotcha. And it's not for me. It's not for me. I have such little time. It's not like Magic. It's not like Magic where I can have a bad game and we can just reshuffle decks and play again, or try a different deck. You can't do that with 40K as easily because the games take so long. So like when you're invested in a game of that length, I want to make sure we both have fun. And if it's one-sided, what's the point? And not everyone's going to agree, and that's okay. But I'm not going to invest my time there if I'm not going to have fun. It just is what it is. It's why I've not participated in any of the tournaments at the shop, because the player base outside of Bob is mostly not. There's a couple people outside of gaming that I get along with fairly well enough. I like them good enough, but in the gaming world, their mentality is not one that I want to deal with. We've had one of the guys there I've played with has gotten angry and attacked my personal character over stupid gaming shit, and I'm like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? And then another guy, or the same guy rather, when he came out to Battleport, threw a tantrum and went outside and screamed because I had one good play, and then the next turn after he's screaming tantrum, he came back in and he promptly tabled me. Like, I had one good turn, and I was like, yay, I learned a tactic, and I'm not getting raffle stomped this time. It's actually, I'm putting up a good fight. And then, literally, he sat down and tabled me. Like, all the things went in his favor, he tabled me. And I'm like, you went outside and you screamed because I did a good thing. And then you did that. Like, and dice rolls are dice rolls. It is what it is. But, like, the game wasn't even that bad for you, and you were getting angry. You know, and then some of my other competitive, or not competitive, but my other experiences with those guys where, you know, in every facet of gaming, they just, it's just super hardcore, and it's just not for me. It's what it is. I apologize, I was on a rant, and this happens. I am using 2 main colors. Pre-shaded with this. So the underside here was pre-shaded with the walnut brown from Green Stuff World. And then there's various shades. Like I primed it. There's a white transition at the top. Yeah, pre-shaded with this. And then I put this over the top. And that's it. Yep. Walnut brown and hydromiel yellow. My primer is a neutral color from Style Res I'd show you, but my paints aren't behind me right now. They're in another room. And some white. And honestly, leaning a little less into white, a little hint goes a long way. And so like that transition from that neutral to a little bit of white. We got that. So a neutral, a little bit of white, and then the brown, and then you hit it with the yellow. And you get that transition from kind of brown to yellow. Yep. You're welcome. You're welcome. If you buy anything from Green Stuff World, if you do, please, 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 if you buy anything from Green Stuff World, if you're able to leave a note, tell them that I sent you. I don't get any kickbacks, but they sent me all my current inks and stuff from Green Stuff World. They sent me for free to try out on stream, and I've been using them for a while, and I like them. They're very nice. There's a couple that I'm not a super big fan of because they're a little bit anemic. They're a little bit weak for an ink, but for the most part, I really like these. I also used them for this guy, his lenses. Whoops, his lenses. That's Green Stuff World ink. Super duper easy. Super duper easy. So if you happen to buy anything, just leave a note if they give you the option in the checkout and say, hey, saw it on Amp Services, Twitch channel, something like that. Again, I don't get a kickback, but at least lets them know, like, hey, we sent that guy free stuff 6 months ago. He's still using it and just looks good, you know. So if you don't buy anything, no big deal. Lando, the Arc Mag guy. I'm sorry to hear that. My FLGS banned some folks for that paper. Yep. That's what I would do too. Yeah, those were inks. These were inks. Yep. I ran them through an airbrush. I suppose you could hand paint them on, but that'd be a little bit different. But I ran it through an airbrush. And yep. And Lando, you know, my experiences, my opinions are based off of my life and my experiences, and not everyone will have had the same. And I understand that. So my opinions are my opinions because they're based off of my experience. There may be competitive players out there who, in their community, they can't get any tournaments going because everyone's so casual, or they can't get good competition because people are so casual, you know. But so long as they're having a good time with those casual players, like, that's good. You know, the reverse situation could be there. I imagine that's not as common of a case, but it could be there. The difference is, when I talk to people about this, is that as a casual gamer, you may not be the best in the tournament scene or following the meta. But I tell you who is good in the tournament scene and following the meta: tournament players. And those players can also be good in the casual scene because they're so good at the game, they can throttle it back, play different units, try different things, and probably still win because they're a skilled player and not just because they're playing the bomb-ass list. You know what I mean? They can tone it down. Some of them don't want to because winning is so important. The narrative guys, yes, or more casual guys, yes, could learn to be more competitive, sure, but it's a lot easier for a competitive person to drop down a tier than it is for someone to go up. This would be like saying a college football player could escalate and become an NFL player, sure. They could put the effort and try and do that. But if they were doing a friendly scrimmage or game against an NFL team, the NFL team might tone it down a little bit and play stuff that's a little bit more fair because of the competition. It's a lot easier for the top tier to drop it down to a low tier than it is for someone to bounce up. Just like with MMA, you know, somebody who is a master can drop down and spar with you and try and do things on your level. But if you're like, yo, I'm a 7th degree black belt, I want you to come up to my level and compete on my level, and you've never done martial arts in your life, you could train and try and go up a level, but you're going to get your ass kicked. You know, so someone who's up there can throttle it back and try. The person that's below them, it takes a lot more to climb up. You know, that's my take. So, yeah, Dagoon, and that's, yep, that sucks. What's up, Big J? How you doing, man? How you doing? If you guys aren't familiar with Mr. Big J Customs, pop on over, hit that follow button, show him some hobby love. I can't pull it down, but he did a custom Funko Pop box for me not too long ago, and I showed it on stream. He did an Utapau Clone Trooper box for my Clone Trooper, so I could take him out of the three Funko box and put him in a single. Very cool, man. I'm glad you're keeping busy. Stream's got me on a little bit of a soapbox today, so we're rambling about 40K things and stuff I like and things I don't like, mostly stuff I don't like. But yeah, they got me rambling, you know. Once you get me talking, sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes, it's hard to get me to shut the hell up. I will ramble. And I will say this caveat. I have a way of being a bit negative and cynical. Again, my life experiences as they are. I am a product of those. But I was talking to Austin about my cosplay project I'm going to work on and buying all the stuff. And yesterday I made a comment about how he's probably tired of hearing me talk about this shit right now. He's ready for me to just be done. And he said, honestly, I'm just excited to hear you happy about something. He's like, you're usually in here complaining about something, and he's like, I'm glad that you're happy about something for once. And I was like, well, we hadn't started the build yet. We'll see how happy I am once we start. Oh, that's fair. I know that's a Game of Thrones reference, but I'm not familiar as I've never really watched any. We'll have to get our ink coming through here at some point and try and tone down that red just a smidge. Oh, that's fair. But Dagoon, that's not good. I don't know. I know a lot about 40K, just not about the competitive stuff, or not about being competitive, I suppose. And the caveat to that really is, I've played competitive games, I've played in tournaments, and I've not been completely incompetent at it. 40K's rules have just never been something that's particularly alluring for me for a tournament. X-Wing was good, it was very balanced. War Machine was good, it was very balanced. I used to play Star Wars minis, X-Wing minis, if I didn't mention, I think I did. MechWarrior Dark Age, HeroClix, and even though HeroClix had some balancing issues, as did some of the other games, but I played those. They all had things that were good. I've even done some Magic stuff before, and I played World of Warcraft TCG. Basically, every game that I've played, I have probably participated in an event or a tournament or both. Whereas in 40K, I've done the narrative stuff when they did it, the Fate of Conor, but no interest in playing in a tournament because I don't think the rules work well for it for me. And maybe the new rules are going to be better for tournaments and maybe more balanced, and maybe I would actually have fun, so there's hope there for that. But I don't have a lot of time for gaming these days, so when I do get to game, I want to be a little bit more leisurely, And hell, Bob's played 40K with me plenty. I'm not an idiot. And I do have some meta, well, I mean, I don't know what's meta now for the new edition, but my Dark Ages had some meta stuff, but I wasn't playing the full meta list. There's just certain elements for each army that you play. They're going to be competitive,
It'd be like playing Dark Angels without plasma. You have to have plasma because that's how the army functions. It'd be like playing Imperial Knights but not bringing Imperial Knights. It's one of the things you do. It's how you support them and how much of it you bring that you got to throttle around with. And I had some of the things, but I didn't have all the things, or didn't always field all of the things. For balance sake and fun's sake, and that's kind of where I'm at. Also, I'm really interested in painting a cool looking mini, not just a mini that is good on the tabletop. That's me. The example I always give to people is if GW said, put this giant shit-colored dildo on the table and you win a game, there are people who would buy one and put it on the table and win a game. And then there are people that are like, nope, that unit looks stupid, I don't want to use it, so they don't. And that's the thing, people that are more worried about what's going to be good and less about having a cool narrative and cool models, which is why I've always been a proponent of, if all the models have some functional rules that are reasonably balanced, we're good, but that's not the case. There are a lot of models that are just complete garbage compared to others, so no one uses them. What is FMA? That's not good. Have you asked him about getting it back? We sent him some DRD terrain a few months back, hoping we'd get some feedback from him, or he'd use it in some battle reports. I have not heard anything back from him. Oh, Full Metal Alchemist, got it. He's still using your void in streams and he's not giving it back to you. That's funny. I mean, it's not funny, it's funny, but it's like, that's your property and you haven't got it back, so it's frustrating. But it's not like he's lost it because he's still using it. Has he responded to you or has he ghosted you? And also, are there any like TLDR, too long didn't read, information that explains what exactly happened? Because I know he used to be big with the Longhorn stuff, but I don't know anything that happened with them or why. I just know he used to be a big part of it. Oh, that sucks. Clan Wolf, if Studio J7 is attached to or linked to bringing in a lot of traffic that is spending dollars, we would most definitely actually be willing to kick back some money. The like coupon code that I get paid for using. We have one for Ash as well from GMG, Guerrilla Miniature Games. If there's a particular terrain line that like Studio J7 was really jazzed about, that he really wanted to work with and paint, we could make a coupon code that works only on that one, and he'd get a percentage of all the sales from that particular coupon code from that line. We don't want to do a site-wide one like mine, because then we just have those floating around everywhere. But if it's tailored to a set he really, really likes and he uses a lot, or he's going to do some featured work with, some streams, some videos, yeah, hell yeah, we totes give him a coupon, make some money off it. And Lando, lucky for you, at least we have a coupon code. Yep. We were hoping he might also connect with some stateside viewers as well, but yeah, the shipping over there is a big problem. He also got dinged pretty bad with the customs. So next time he does an order, I'm going to try and help him out. Him and Mohawk help him out by shipping personally from me as a gift to them rather than a business purchase. and see if that helps. Because he got dinged. I think he paid like $70 US or something for customs. Like, I was like, holy shit, my dude. That's brutal. Especially considering how much shipping cost. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, that's what I meant. Import tax. I guess it's customs. I think it's the same thing, but yeah. Yep, I figured it was worth a try. Worth a try. Lando, are you stateside or are you in Europe? Oh, okay, gotcha. Oh, okay. Lando, is there anything in particular from our website you've been eyeballing that you want? Oh, right. So you're looking at like the deadbolts. That's fair for bias. Interesting. On that bombshell note, folks, I'm gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna empty my bladder, and we're gonna refill this here tragedy of an empty coffee cup. So, give me a moment. We'll get this refilled as quickly as I can, and then we'll be back, and we'll have a little chat about some terrain. So, give me a few minutes. Alright guys, I'm back. Got my coffee refill. Burnt my mouth drinking it too quick. And not sure who all is here. We have 20 people watching. I have a large stack of terrain under me. And we don't do this kind of thing often. And it's unlikely to work. But I'm thinking of maybe doing a on-the-spot opportunity for a giveaway. So here's what we're going to do. This is a lot of terrain. I figure we got an hour and a half-ish of a stream left. If we get $50 in donations before the end of the stream, and whoever wins is willing to cover shipping, which should be less than $20 probably, I will do a giveaway. Okay? And I'll show you what I'll give away. And it's a lot of shit. This is a lot of shit. And Lando, this is right up your alley, bud. Alright, so let's get our coffee out of the way here. This was meant to be a very large giveaway at some point, but we haven't been getting a lot of donations. We haven't been triggering anything, and this has been sitting in a box for a while, and I need to clear some space. So my need to clear space is y'all's potential opportunity to win something. So we'll start with the small stuff first. We've got a Warp Strider block. Builds this. Got the little things, right? Okay. That's small. It's a little block. That's cool, Justin. Why the hell do I want a block? We got some DD doors. They can interface with the block attached to the sides. Door pack. Doors. Alright. We got ourselves some Warp Strider walkways that can go on top of the doors. These little things. Top of the doors and the walls. Okay. We got ourselves a ruin pack. Right? You can use this to attach to the sides of your blocks, your columns, you know, whatnot. And we got all the little ruin pieces. Right? So we got that. Let's actually put that down here. Like so. I'm sorry, Clan Wolf. Alright, so we got the doors too. And then, the Big Mac Daddy that brings it all together. We got one. We got one here. So, to recap, Deadbolt's Derelict Bundle. We got the ruins. We got the walkway. We got the block. We got the doors. So, like I said, if we get $50 in donations before the end of the stream, and whoever wins is willing to cover shipping, I will take this with me to work, and I will ship it today. So, food for thoughts. If we don't, they'll sit here for some other on-the-spot potential giveaway trigger. Like I said, we don't do that kind of stuff often, and I don't want people to think that I'm trying to just like mooch off them. That's why we don't do a lot of giveaways, so I don't push donations and things like that a lot. But, you know, doing something on the spot, not a bad idea. The Instant Bunker and the Deadbolt's Derelict aren't that far off. All the basic pieces are very similar. The walls are slightly different, but the footprint's the same. So if you won the Warp Strider one or the DD one, and then just bought the bolt hole door, big door.
Claim it in the name of the Emperor.
Look at that! $20 already from Lando. We got a Lando here. Anyone else is interested? $30 away. And we'll start up a giveaway. We got about an hour and 20 minutes, give or take. So we got a little bit of time. And Lando, thank you, man. I appreciate that.
For the glory of the Imperium.
Clan Wolf did 10. Thank you, Clan Wolf. I appreciate that, bud. So we are already over 20 or over 50% there. Look at that. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. And like I said, I don't do this thing very often, and I apologize, but I figured it was a good time, as good a time as any to do it, since I had one of those bundles with me. I had one with me. Boom. Yeah, being able to actually show the terrain on screen, or at least the bundles, is pretty good too. I need to restock on that, but like I said, we weren't doing a lot of giveaways before, so I haven't really restocked on a lot of the DRD stuff. And I'll tell you what, Lando, in the event you don't win the terrain, send me a message and I'll see about getting you a coupon. That'll save you a little bit more on an order. Won't be the same as free, but I'll see if I can't get you something a little bit better than my AMP coupon and help you get your terrain rocking.
For the glory of the Imperial.
80% of the way there. Thank you, Dagoon. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Boom. Oh, it's all good. We got plenty of time. I said this is not something I normally do, so I didn't really plan it out. I have a box of giveaway things that was in it. And I've literally had that stuff in my box for over a year, waiting for a good opportunity to do something with it, and nothing's really come up. And then having somebody talk about, trying to win the terrain, and then budgeting and wanting to get a hold of it, and it's like, okay, it's a little bit of a gimmick on my part, but also, a little bit helpful. So let's see what we can't do. Awesome. Yeah, I got a decent amount of work in on mine before I boxed them up. They are ready for their oil wash, I believe, is where I left them. Alright. Got a couple more of these guys to get our...
For the glory of the Imperium.
Oh, Clan Wolf, you didn't have to do another 10. Well, I appreciate it. So we got Warp Strider Walkways, Warp Strider Block, Ruins, DD Doors, and a Deadbolt's Derelict Bundle. Alright, so let's go ahead and open up this giveaway, and we'll run it right up until I get offline. So, reset, no, yep. Alright, and we'll do impromptu. I'll probably supposed to run whatever. Terrain giveaway. There you go. There you go. And let's see. You did $20, I think. So you did 20, Clan Wolf did 20, and Dagoon did 20. And my bot is messed up because for every dollar you're supposed to get. Yeah, you should have more points. My bot is supposed to... Let me see if I got it right. I think it's gift. Is supposed to give points for a donation. So let me see if I can get this command right, and I will fix all you guys who donated money. I'll give you the points you're supposed to get. Let's see if it's give. There we go. So it's give, and we had Clan Wolf did $20. So. And then Dagoon did 10. There. I don't know why my bot is not updating. It's when you donate money, it's supposed to do that, and shit has updated with Streamlabs over the years. So that may have been not functioning properly. It's also supposed to give you points when you sub. I don't know if that's actually functioning right now either. But seeing that you only had 1,600, you should have had more because you just donated. So we got that part fixed right up. Right up. Okay. You're quite welcome. Quite welcome. Thank you. I appreciate it. It is nice to, money's always good, but B, it's nice to try and do a little something that engages with you guys, and, you know, while not everyone wins a thing, give everyone an opportunity to try and win something. And you're here. This was impromptu. It wasn't scheduled, so it's not like fair weather fans. And I think that is really nice, being able to try and do something that is tailored for the people who are currently watching, and that's really cool. I also appreciate that Takaroth entered the giveaway and has a lot of points and a lot of hours. And I don't know if I've ever seen Takaroth speak, but clearly a long-time lurker with almost 90 hours of the stream. So I'm glad to see you type something, bud. he or she may have typed before, and I just don't remember it. It happens. There's a lot of names that come and go. And Lando, every time you come in, I always just imagine, like, Lando Calrissian. Every time. Let me take a quick gander. Alright, Clan Wolf, thank you. Alright. And last guy that needs this. Some quick old highlights. Nice. Very cool. Well, Takaroth, thank you very much for actually typing and engaging with me. That's pretty awesome. I do try and engage with you guys when I can. And B, thanks for hanging out. Makes me feel a little good and a little sad, because I don't, makes you wonder who's actually listening to you. Because I get on here and I'm not always the happiest guy, and to know that somebody spent almost 90 hours listening to me paint and babble and whine and cry and laugh and be happy and sad and all the things in between. That's actually pretty eye-opening, if I'm honest. You know, we get some viewers who are here for the giveaways and some viewers who are here when the hype's there and the iron's striking hot type thing. But then you get some that just hang out because they like hanging out, and I appreciate that, so thank you. Thank you. And I realize our stream schedule has been pretty out of whack lately, but hopefully we'll get a new schedule line ironed out, or at least still be getting on at least 3 days a week. I know last week was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We almost streamed on Friday, I think. So hopefully we'll continue to at least do that. All right, time for a little sip of the coffee. All right. Now I got to find some red ink. Oh, okay, so you were here before. Sunday nights I was on late, and I used to stream from like early afternoon until really late night. I used to do like 12-hour streams. I don't know how long you've been hanging out in the streams. So yeah, that's been a problem too. We've definitely lost a little bit on that front because of breaks and whatnot, and then time schedule shifts. And yeah, Big J, like I said, last week we were on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, so, you know, we had 4 days before I was back on again. That's kind of why I want to try and pop in on a Friday, so at least I'm, you know, on, spread out a little bit. That would be my goal, but we'll see how that actually pans out. I'm not sure if this is going to darken that exactly how I want, so I think we're going to grab a little bit of our, walnut brown. Alright, I think we're gonna mix this. Let's do like, this is really intense. Let's do like I was not on anyway, Dagoon, so you didn't miss anything, but let's do like 1 to 6. Whoop. It's not going to come out. We're going to have to punch it. My only problem with the green stuff paints is you had to punch that hole in quite often. It does not. It seals itself up. 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, that's 6. And, yeah, it's a 1. So that's 7 drops we have in there. And then let's do 7 drops thinner. Yeah, Dagoon, I worked overtime yesterday. I put in close to 50 hours. Yep, last week. Okay. Now, let's mix this up and see how I like the color. I still want it to be red. I just want to dark it down just a smidge. That is a chunk. Get you out of there. Alright. Well, Takroth, I appreciate that. And maybe we've chatted about that before, because I feel like I've distinctly mentioned on stream that I've applied with the post office a lot. I have a friend who used to work there, and his mom works there, and every time there was an opening, he was like, "You should come apply," and I was like, "I'll come apply," and I've never gotten in, but I did try. Benefits where I'm at and the pay are really good for the area. You know, I think starting pay here was like almost $15 an hour, which for my area is real good. I'm sure like $15 an hour in like California is, you know, nothing, but here, in my area. That's pretty nice. That's pretty nice. Yep. I tried getting in working for the government too. My dad has a business degree, and there were jobs he was recommending for me to apply for within the government, doing what he does, because I have he's got his MBA, but my bachelor's in business administration is good enough for the job that he was recommending, but I also could never get in with that either. I did try a lot. Don't think I did this shoulder yet, so let's get on over here and hit you. It's a pretty subtle shift, but I think it adds a nice, a better tone to the red. It's also not quite as matte. The Pro Acryl stuff does dry pretty matte, so that helps break up the matteness of it. Yo, Clan Wolf, that's pretty good, man. Yo, Takarov, that's dope. $19 an hour is legit, man. Very nice. And Clan Wolf, I didn't know you got a raise, man. Congrats. Now, if we could just get you to squirrel a little bit away, so that you can one day get you that gaming PC and then play video games with me. Yeah, I really like that a lot better. It just looks better. Nice. Yeah, that's so much better. Hey, Jensen765, how are you doing? Takroth, which Infinity? Did you get Code 1? Did you get Operation Kaldstrom, or just working on a faction? I've got a small amount of Pano from the Kaldstrom box. I've got, they're not finished. I've got a little bit of US Ariadna that I've painted up. They turn out pretty good, I just never play. And then I've got a nice chunk of Haqqislam that I got off of... actually, it's one of the only times that anyone online has taken me up on a trade for DRD stuff. I'm authorized to trade DRD things within reason for models I want, generally so long as I cut the stuff. And the guy took the trade, and we gave him some trade. Justin Alexander, thank you for the like on Facebook. I appreciate that, man. And he traded me a whole bunch of Hawk. Some of it needs some TLC, but the deal was really, really solid. And I was like, all right, yeah, we'll do that. Most people don't take me up on that, though. But yeah, I've been trying to occasionally offer to trade some for 40k, but that is it's a really hard thing. Most 40k players don't want to trade minis, particularly new in box minis or new on sprue minis for terrain. But I have tried. don't remember trading used stuff, Clan Wolf, but I don't disagree that that may have happened. But you're Clan Wolf, so half the time you've just sent me free shit. That's fair. I forgot about that. Lando, it really depends. Like, there's specific things I was looking for. That was the problem. So it was like new Premiere shit I needed and Tau stuff I needed. Well, wanted. Don't need anything. That's fair. I totally forgot. It seems so long ago now, Clan Wolf. So long ago. 'Twas many, many moons. Yeah, the Hawk Islam deal panned out really well because he had a huge lot, and I was looking to get some Hawk, so he had a lot of what I wanted in the lot, and then he agreed to the trade, and then some of that Hawk Islam got given away or traded away. Like, in particular, I think I sent one of the sectoral boxes with Javasuko last summer home with him so that he had some Infinity to paint up, because I didn't need all of them. I just had what I needed in it at the same time. Yeah. Chaos Space Marines. What I hear is Clan Wolf's gonna ask for a list of what you got. I'm glad that we've made some decent progress today. It's not been the most eventful paint stream in terms of doing interesting, cool shit, but getting all the shoulder pauldrons mostly done is actually a pretty huge step, because it's another big chunk of details done. Tomorrow we'll probably start blocking in some of the silver. That's going to take a little longer than the edge highlights on these did, because there's a lot more silver to do. But I think that we'll make some swift work. I might not finish the silver tomorrow, but I think we'll get a nice chunk. Maybe get it done on Sunday. Or not Sunday, Wednesday. We'll see. We'll see. Hopefully we'll get it done quickly. I'm trying to get these done as fast as I can now, because I have spent way too much on my cosplay endeavors, and that'll help stock the coffers. Also, holidays coming around the corner, so I need to start shopping for that for the fam. And then also, I want to have some free time to work on some different stuff. Still got our Catachan Kernel finish for the stream, and then I need to paint that Troll Blood for Nomadic Chris, and then I got a few more singles to paint for wheels. But gonna be a bit. Got a lot of things to do. Boom. Trades potentially happening. And like the thing that's really cool with this is like all this black was dry brush, and it turned out really, really nice. this shoulder over here to do. Oops, just stuck a fingerprint in that. That's not good. Putting spread any paint anywhere I didn't want it. Okay, set you all over there. At the very least, Lando, if it's something you're looking to offload, you're always welcome to post it up in the Discord in the swap shop. What's up, Mr. Frankie? Mr. Frankie Fresh, we got ourselves a giveaway ticking away right now for some terrain. I was talking to Lando here, who missed out on winning a gift card voucher from Studio J7 and was a little bummed. He was wanting to pick up some DRD terrain, and some of the stuff he was interested in I actually had here at the house sealed up and ready for a giveaway at some point anyway. So I said, if we get $50 in donations and whoever wins is willing to cover shipping, I will give away X, X, and X, or X, Y, and Z. So we got a Deadbolt's Derelict table bundle, we got some Deadbolt's doors, we got some Warp Strider ruins, we got some Warp Strider walkways, and then a Warp Strider block. So a nice little chunk of change there, terrain-wise. Giveaway, go. The freshest of fresh, indeed. Ooh, got a little itch there. So that'll be running until around 4:30 or so. Right before I get offline, we will pick a winner. You don't like your doggo? Enjoy the foods in the dog feeding Lando. Zoe, was that her name? Zoe? I think it's Zoe. The little Blue Tick or something like that. I feel like is what you called her. Blue Tick. I could be wrong. I think it was Zoe, and I think it was a blue something. And Psycho, we got some giveaway going right now, my dude. Only request is whoever wins covers their shipping costs. We do got a giveaway going for some terrains. Lots of terrain, actually. Big old bundle of it. Blue healer. Well, that sucks a little bit, but you know, she probably loves you, and she doesn't know any better, and you know, she's family now. So hopefully she'll grow on you and bring some joy to you. You know, I empathize with animals, and you know, I view them as family, and you know. She didn't choose to be where she is, so I give her a little bit of slack, you know. And she probably appreciates you. Draco, you gotta type in the number of tickets you would like. I believe it's ! giveaway will give you the info for entering if you're not familiar. It should pop up and tell you what you gotta do. If you didn't see the initial. Frankie Fresh with all the points. There you go. I'll give you the infos you need. You don't have to put there you go. You don't have to put the brackets. There you go. Psycho did it. I mean, Clan Wolf, that's fair. You do have a lot of points. For now, I will eventually do something one day that you want. I'll raffle off my whole Iron Warriors army, and you'll be like, "What? No!" I would. That's unlikely to ever happen. That would be some silly ass donation goal, and then I would raffle it. But that is unlikely to ever happen. But I feel like you would be a real happy boy with them Iron Warriors. I feel like you'd be like, "Yo, Justin, this is dope. They're so pretty. We're gonna kill all them Emperor's lapdogs with shiny armor." They're not that shiny, but shiny armor. But yeah. There'd have to be some like trolley donation number and some wheels level silly shit for that to ever happen. Psycho, we are hoping to have that released, fingers crossed, by the end of the month. We can't make any promises. I can't give you exact dates, but we're hoping by the end of the month. On Instagram last night, it's not the best photos, but there were some preview photos, some of what you can expect to see in our Battletech terrain release. The big black one in the middle of the terrain setup is not designed for Battletech. It was a prototype for something else. I think that scaling it a little bit, it would be a really cool little blind of sight blocking piece for Battletech, but that one may or may not make it into release, so be aware of that one. It would be 3 Predators, 2 Rhinos, a Sakaran battle tank, a Contemptor Dreadnought, a Hellbrute, a Leviathan Dreadnought, 30 Tactical Marines, 10 Terminators, 2 Obliterators, a Sorcerer, a Captain, a Librarian in Terminator armor, or Sorcerer in Terminator armor, a Lord in Terminator armor, the Master of Possession, and then some unpainted stuff. Oh, the Mauler Fiend and a Forge Fiend. And the little Spider Bro. Yep. A lot of stuff. Oh, and the cultists. Like 44 cultists, I think. And 30 plague bears. No. Not selling them, Frankie. I was joking with Clan Wolf about one day having a giveaway for something he wants to win. And I was like, I'll give away the Iron Warriors. And then he'll be like, what? And he'd lose his mind trying to win them. And I was just talking about, like, if that ever happened, it would be a really trolly and stupid donation goal. And if we hit it, I would honor it. But it won't. It would be something dumb. Nice, Clan Wolf. I'm getting the resin one. I think it's resin. It might be injection plastic. I don't know. I'm getting one from Kickstarter. It's the circle one. I don't have the funds to be buying stuff right now, but I did see him with one on Instagram, which looked super dope, which would be really cool to add to a collection, but monies. And yeah, Frankie Fresh, like I said, I don't think it's going to happen. But if I put if I had like a $6,000 or something silly donation goal and people were like, hey, whatever, we're going to throw money at this and make it happen, I would do it. Because I would honor what I said I would do. But that's never going to happen. No one's going to do that. It also has an army transport bag, which is really nice. It's really big. But yeah, that'll never happen. I am, however, selling my, or going to try and sell my War Machine. It's all mostly unpainted or partially painted, nothing finished, with the battle foam transport. No one here is going to play, and if I can find a home for it, I'm going to sell it all, probably for like half off. I contemplated not trying to sell the bag, but might as well just put it in there with it so I can ship it in there. Yo, that's very cool. What's his price tag, Clan Wolf? And on that front, if we have anyone who's even moderately interested in War Machine, hit me up. I will work with you on a deal for some mercs. Actually, it'll also include a little bit of Signar that I had as well. Some of my mercs could work for both, so I had a very, 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 very small amount of Signar that would go. And because I was running Kingmaker, I also had Trenchers that are Signar models, so they could work both ways, which is why, or dual faction, which is why I had a little bit of Signar as well. I love the game. I think the lore is pretty cool. I'm going to know about it. Oh, that's fair. I imagine it's not cheap. The old Clicks one usually goes for $200-300, I think. So I imagine this one is not particularly cheap. If it is reasonably affordable, I would be happy to consider. But as you hang out in the stream more often, I don't hang out at all because I don't hang out in any streams these days. But because you hang out in the community, I figured you might know, and perhaps you'll keep me posted on what you find out. That's fair. I think my my War Machine sale is going to be very, very hard to attempt to manage. It's just not a lot of people interested, so I figured half off is probably about the best I was going to get. Yeah, that's not too bad. I wonder, I wonder if he'd do any trading. Like, there's the mech bays, hangars. I'm assuming Deluxe comes with a little bit of everything. I wonder if he would do any trading. I could definitely get him some DRD credit so you could pick up a bunch of our terrain when it comes out for that, if he would do it. But I don't know him very well. I don't know him at all. I rated him the one time and followed him and hit the follow on Instagram, so I do not know him. But yeah, if he was interested, I would totes do a product swap and just give him $150 of DRD credit if he wanted to trade a Deluxe dropship, and I would do that for sure. I'd happily cover shipping as well and hook him up. Yeah. If you want to reach out to him and talk to him, just let him know that you know me and I work for DRD, and we're getting ready to drop some some BattleTech terrain. And if he just wants terrain in general, because he does other minis, like, that's up to him. Just mention to him that you showed it to me on stream, and I'm interested. Hey, Frankie, thank you. $15 towards that $6,000. I see what's up. Anyway, yeah, just let him know, and I'd happily do that. We'll just if he wants to do it, I'll just get him a coupon code set up. That'll give him $150 off, whatever he wants. I don't think I did that side yet. And Frankie, I have to manually set up points, so I'll owe you some points. Give me a second. That dono will get you some extra credit there. Alright, so let's see here. Let's see, I think it was give Frankie Fresh. Boom. I appreciate that, thank you. Let me see. Austin sent me a message. Well, you got him anyway. All right, let's see. Should be two large things. Do we have a budget? And to stick with it. If not, I think a few things are in order. A TV bundle, shattered, and widget, packs, and some those would be great options. 40K. Thank you, I appreciate that. Hey, Macy, how you doing? How goes your Star Wars character?
We are the Emperor's chosen.
Hey, thank you for the sub. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. 5 months. Get a little hype. Yeah, I've not been pushing our subscriber stuff this month, and I do appreciate it. But I know that our stream schedule has been in limbo, and there's been some issues with that. So I've been trying to minimize the monetary, like give me money type stuff on stream. So you guys who, despite that, have continued to sub and resub and whatnot, I really do appreciate it. Thank you. Every little bit does help, especially with the holidays coming up. I got an idea of what I'm going to get my mom. I'm not sure about my sister and her boyfriend, and I'm not sure about Amanda. Amanda's tough because she's not materialistic, so I got to find like stuff that's meaningful for her. So I'm not sure yet. Hey, nice! Okay. We are almost through the ink portion of this stuff. Almost. We getting there. We getting there. These little guys here, I'm not sure what they're called, the little sword and board guys or shield guys. We got a little bit more extra detail that we're definitely going to have to do, obviously. But the basic dudes are just about done. We still got to put helmets on some of them and heads and things like that, so we got a little ways to go, but we're getting there. Nice, Draco. Which what palette you go with? Did you go with the Masters one? Did you get the Redgrass Games? Did you get Make Your Own? Did you get an Army Painter one? What did you get? And have you test driven it yet? Oh, okay. So you're responding to the unit name. Yeah. I should know, but I don't know. Both of those sound like they could be right. So. Oh, very good. Very good. Yep. I am lazy. And my old Masters one was not very expensive. The Redgrass Games one is pretty expensive. I do like it. The Army Painter one is pretty affordable. It's kind of the in-between. It's a little bit more expensive than the Masters one. It's a little cheaper than the Redgrass Games one and gets the job done. And while you can make your own, and there is nothing wrong with saving some money and making your own wet palette or just doing your own things in general, for people who don't want to, or want a little bit better quality, that is a pretty good one, I think, for the dollar investment. Won't set you back what the Redgrass Games one will. That said, Redgrass Games is like, it's my go-to. Night Macy, my Monday is not going too bad. I hope that yours is going well too. Though, mine is just beginning. As soon as I get off stream, which will be here shortly, I am going to have to go to work. So, but you are across the pond, and I think it is about 10 o'clock your time. 2200, something like that, 2210. Yep. And I did some overtime this week at work, or this past week at work on Sunday, and that may be a reoccurring thing. I'm trying to stock up the coffers for the holidays and recoup some costs for what I've spent on a cosplay setup. I'm going to be making my own armor and learning to sew and doing some leather working. I'm going to be doing a little bit of a lot of things. So I'm pretty excited about it, but I've spent a lot on it. I'm also going to be selling my War Machine, which I know I've mentioned many times on stream. I apologize. For the same thing, but that one is less about the recouping of money, which is nice, but more about space. I have such little space in the room where I store all my minis right now, and it's getting worse. And when I move out, I'm not going to have that much extra space. Whenever that does happen, unlikely to have that extra space. So clearing out things now is a good idea. So I'm going to try and move those. Though I don't know too many people who are into War Machine these days.
Weapons at ready. This
is time. Don Z. Wergo. Thank you for the host. I appreciate that, man. If you guys are not following Mr. Don Z here, make sure you pop on. Oh, it's not going to let me tag him. Don Z. W-E-R-G-O. There it is. Now it's showing. Boom. If you guys aren't following him on the Twitch, pop on over. Show a little bit of hobby love. I tell you one thing. Hitting the follow button is free. It doesn't cost any money. It's real quick and easy, and it shows a little bit of hobby love and solidarity for the community. So if you have some time, pop on over, hit that follow button, show them what's up, show them that sweet, sweet Garrison love and appreciation for all that is painting in the Holy God Emperor's name of paint models, and not have a big backlog of not painted models, right? Right. That's just my guys too. Very cool. Well, thank you. I appreciate that I was one of the ones that you recommended as a good stream. I'm having a pretty decent stream today. My mood's pretty good. Lately, it's been hit or miss. Like, sometimes I'm a little bit down. It's getting a little annoying, if I'm honest. Sometimes you just can't control how you feel, and that shit is bananas. I don't like waking up feeling like poop. It's not good. It's not good. Not good, but I'm trying. I'm trying to keep the spirits up and whatnot. And we are to the last bro who needs a little bit of that sweet, sweet ink. This be's the captain. This the captain. That's also why his shield is not done. I'm going to manually highlight all that. I'm not gonna dry brush that. He's gonna look a little tidier. Though I think the dry brush on the rest of the black stuff I did actually was pretty nice and pretty tidy. I was actually really shocked. Normally it doesn't come out that well. I mean, it's good enough for what I was using it for, usually, but like, it came out a bit more crisp than I usually expect for a dry brush highlight. And I'm not sure why. Usually I wouldn't attribute things like that to paint, but I was using the black Pro Acryl paint, and I think because it dries so matte, there's a little bit more grit to it, like on a microscopic level maybe, because you can see how matte that is, and it just took the dry brush so well. Yep. Back with some soup. Alright, so yeah, let's see if we can show an example here. And you can see kind of the difference, maybe. It might not be that visible on there. Ignoring the highlight portion, but you can see the actual black is different. This one's very, very, very matte. This one's got a little bit more of a satin
Squad
kind of look.
morale restored.
The Colonel, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Appreciate you popping in and hanging out with us today. Very cool, Lando. Well, yeah, it's because I put a little bit of ink wash over that to tone it down, and I like that look a little bit better than that one. You betcha. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Yep. So I don't think I'm going to matte varnish these the same way. I think they're pretty good. This one is matte varnished with ultra matte. I think I kind of like the little bit of a sheen that these guys have. When it's matte varnished, their armor would look very, very similar. Though I like the red a little bit better on that. It's a little darker. I do like that. I think I darkened it up a bit better on that one. That or I may have went straight into the base red there and then highlighted up. I think that's what I did. But I don't mind the brighter red. I think we're fine. Yeah. I definitely washed it though. It was darker. Probably used Agrex. Because I don't think this is the same color as that. Actually, it's very freaking close. I think it might actually be. I think I based it with that. Probably put a real thin wash over it and then highlighted with probably something really, really close to what we used here. Not quite, but pretty close. But yeah, whatever. You live and learn. It all depends on what you do. I don't write things down. I just kind of do stuff. But I do like the brighter red. I think it's going to look pretty close to what he's got from Siege. You know, so is what it is. Yeah, this is the problem with doing stuff in stages. At least as the whole army matches there. Is this actually the same on the shoulder guide too? Yeah, I think that is. Yep. Alright, that's fair. We'll get you some food, Clan Wolf. Jeez. Get some food, bud. Eat them nom-noms. Anyway, I don't want to get too wrapped up. So, point is, the yellows are basically the same color. But one is matte, ultra matted, and one is not. I don't mind the matte, but I do like the vibrancy of the yellow without being toned down. So I think we're going to stick without matting it, because I kind of like that a little better. I don't mind the matte, but I really like this. Like MS, I don't know what MSA is, but MS, like multiple sclerosis? The one where your, like, immune system attacks your nerves, like that style MS, that's what my fiance's mom's got. Is that what you're talking about? Well, Macy, thank you for popping in. I do appreciate it. We're going to be getting offline here shortly as it is. Let's see here. Oh, go for it. Go for it. Let's see what you got. Or what you're gonna... Yeah, I'm gonna learn something today. This is what's gonna happen. I'm gonna learn something. Let's see here. Hang on one second, guys. I'm sorry. Alright, sorry. Let's see. So you've got Addison's disease and was born with it, and MSA. It's all nearly killed me. Oh, rough, man. Didn't change your life. Clan Wolf, that's awesome. Get you some foods. And let's see. Multiple system atrophy. Oh, that's rough. Yo, that's rough, dude. That's I am usually a beacon of happy things to say to people when it's not about myself, and that's rough shit, man. That's rough shit. That's all. That's all you can really say about that one. That's fucking rough, man. I'm glad you're able to keep your composure and be positive. I feel like that's one of those things where people face rough things in their life and they learn to deal with it and cope and they move on. But people on the outside look at it and they're like, God damn, that's bananas. But that's rough, dude. Like, Jesus. And you put I put a lot of faith in the medical system, hoping that our scientists and stuff could figure things out. But when you see stuff like this, there's treatment but no cure, it's like it really brings into focus just how far we've got to go. Like, we've come a long ways, but there's still a lot of stuff for us to do and to learn, and that's crazy, man. That said, it's not the same thing, but I wasn't too far off with the MS thought process. One's degenerative, but the other one being, your nerves attacking it, its own, kind of nervous system or something like that, or cells, whatever. Your immune system attacking your nerves, still some kind of degradation. It's rough shit, and not having like a surefire like cure all for that is rough. Amanda's mom, my fiance's mom's got MS, and it's rough shit. And some days are, as you said, some days are better than others, and hers is the same. But it's brutal. Just let you know, like, just how far we've got to go. And also, in a situation like yourself, you find yourself in I guess I'm trying to think of a word. It brings into focus. Oh wow, that's crazy too, man. It really brings into focus the was it frivolous? Is that a word? the frivolousness, the frivolous things that we find in life to bicker over. And you could be on the outside looking in where party A and party B are arguing over something stupid. And you're just like, yo, I'm dying over here. Can we fix the fucking problem, please? Right? Like, you're arguing over something dumb. Figure out a solution to that thing, come to an agreement. Let's focus on real shit. Like, I don't got a lot of days on this planet. Let's fix things while I got it. You know what I mean? Like, there's a difference. I feel like there's a different severity to breathing, a different, approach to life when you realize that, like, some people don't realize you got a biological clock, right? We all born with that, but some people, they got to come to terms with what's going on in their lives way before other people do, with what's going on in the world. And it's like, yo, you're bickering over nonsense. Let's get at it. Let's figure some shit out, guys. The things that you think are such a problem, they ain't that bad. Let's go. Like, that's... Kudos to you for keeping your mind right, my dude. Like, I'm a very cynical person, and I think people are greedy and stupid. But I'm also in a position where I'm not as healthy as I could be, but reasonably healthy. I could control myself better, but there are people who aren't, and it's like, even I look at the world and I'm angry at everything and the stupidity that's happening, and then you got people who, like, legitimately have things going on. It's like, the fact that you're able to, like, get up every day and not just be angry at the world, or at least, push that down, is a testament, man. And like I said, I've had a lot of coffee, not a lot of food, so I do get a little rambly. Yep, my fiance's been learning about my RPG interests. I haven't done a whole lot of role playing in a long time, and with tabletops or pen and paper RPGs, I've not gotten to do a whole lot because GMs and people and variety of reasons. But video games has been a big thing, and she started playing some, and she's really taken to one of the games in particular, and she apologizes a lot when she plays. And I'm like, hey, because she'll want to escape for the day or do something with it and just kind of zone out, and I'm like, it's okay. You are doing now. And at 30, what I was doing when I was a kid to escape real life. Some of what I was going through, that's what video games did for me. And now you're seeing it, And that's why I gravitated towards RPGs at the time. You had a cool story to connect with, and they were often slower paced so you could think and relax. And that's not always the same today with video games. Most RPGs are more action-oriented now, which is frustrating because that's not my style of game. But that's the same thing. Same thing with minis. This is I'm never gonna be a space marine. I wouldn't want to live in that universe. 40K's universe is horrific and terrible, but there's something innately powerful and strong and crazy about space marines and crisis suits. And if we extrapolate and go into like sci-fi stuff, and movies and shows, I'm never gonna be Iron Man or War Machine. I'm never gonna be Batman. I'm never going to be a space marine. I'm never going to pilot a mech. I'm never going to do these things, but for a little bit, brief limited time, I can lose myself in that story, in that video game, in the minis, in the fluff, in the narrative, in the lore, the thing with which I am crafting. One little brushstroke at a time, I can forge a narrative of my own, and that helps me get away from reality a little bit, which is why I'm trying to bring that back, because the more I've monetized what I do or made it into a business, the more the passion has shifted away, sifted away. So I'm right there with you. My situation obviously not as dire, but same type of thing. You use the RPGs, use the video games, you use your minis and the lore in the universe to get yourself away from reality for just a little bit, Yep. Yeah. Well, that's cool. I don't get to play a lot of RPGs and things online, but we have some people in the community who do, and it would be cool if, I've been saying this for a long time, if some of the people from the community were able to connect and play some games together. I might not be available, obviously, but it would still be cool if the community was talking and conversing and talking about their sessions and planning and kind of breathing a little bit of life into that segment of the Discord. So if that's something you're interested in doing, or you're looking for players or to connect, we got a few people. In particular, Wheels, he does a lot of online RPG stuff where he plays. So if you're looking for another player, even just one, that would be a really good guy to get in your corner because Wheels is good people. And if anyone can also relate to some of your situations, it's Wheels. He's gotten a raw deal too. They do. I think for me, it comes down to it's less about like wanting to be a Space Marine, more about like in life I don't feel strong and powerful and badass. You know what I mean? But like a Space Marine is the epitome of badass. Even if Wheels McCripple in from our community. His name is Chris Wheels McCripple. He's I'll tag him on Insta or Discord real quick. There you go. So he's a disabled veteran. So anyway, my interest in is like I'm not badass and awesome and cool, you know, and sure in the Warhammer universe, like, you know, the dark gods could tear you apart from the inside, or could be, you know, corrupted and disease and plagues and dark Eldar and Tyranids and all these crazy shits. But the Space Marines, they have a fighting chance. You know, they're superhuman. Like, Guardsmen are cool too to a degree, but like Space Marines, Crisis Suits, Tau, the sci-fi thing, it's like seeing them, you know, bust through a wall with the bolt guns and all that stuff. It's like, it's things that I would value, but I can't possess. You know, the same reason why, you know, you may think Batman's super cool, or I do, or Wolverine, my favorite Marvel character, Wolverine. I like War Machine. I like Iron Man. Captain America's pretty cool. Falcon. You know, some of those characters, like, never gonna be them. Even Falcon being the closest to a normal human as you're gonna get. You're never gonna have his cool gadgets and his wings and the guns and all that shit. You're never gonna be that. But for a moment, when you're watching a movie, or you're playing a game, or you're reading a book, or you're painting a mini, you can up here go to that place and be that person, or live vicariously through them, through their stories, and that's what's really, really cool. Really, really cool. And yep, Peter Parker. I don't read a lot because I read slow, and it's a graphic novel, so it only half counts. But Pulverine, Civil War, the graphic novel, I cried when I read it. It was really, really good, and Peter Parker played a much bigger role in the graphic novel than he did in the film. They glossed over a lot of stuff, and Peter Parker revealing his identity was such a huge thing because it was selfish of Tony Stark, because Peter Parker being basically a young kid type thing, or very young, he had a lot more to risk than Tony Stark. Everyone knows who Tony Stark is. You know, he could put on a mask and take it off. Everyone knows who he is. No one knew who Spider-Man was. That puts his family and his friends at risk, at danger, you know. So it's very selfish of him. And like the tug between Captain America and Iron Man, and then Peter Parker being in the middle, was intense. It's very intense, and that whole novel, graphic novel, was just super duper good. So anyways, got some highlights down to finish that guy up. This is the captain, so we got a little extra treatment on the shoulders. I got to come back in with the gold borders. We'll get those done up, all the gold trim, and start highlighting the gray, make him look nice. But with that being said, we are to that time of the stream where it is time to get ready to go. Before we go today, we do have a giveaway to wrap up. I got to find someone to raid, and we'll end on some positive notes. I did run a little bit over on my ramble here, so we'll probably be signing off rather quickly because I do have to get ready to go to work. But let's switch screens here, and we'll see who we've got here for a raid. Alright, so let's bring up Twitch first. Find who we got online. Alright, so I think we're gonna go to J7 again. I'll pop in, show a little bit of love, thank him for working on the DRD terrain over the weekend. He is one of the few content creators we sent stuff to who has like been super dedicated and doing stuff, and I love to give back to the community when I can, show love. He is a bigger streamer, But I actually love to smaller streamers too when I can. But he's cool people. I really like him. So we will be going over to Studio J7 tonight or this afternoon, wherever you may be. So if you guys happen to go over there in that raid, hit that follow button, spam some emotes, let them know who sent you, spread some hobby love. Hitting the follow button is free. Hopefully you'll enjoy hanging out here and you'll come back. But we are going to be heading over there. So before we get offline today, though, we do have our giveaway to kick off here. I'm going to read some names. If you want it in the giveaway and you don't hear your name, you're not in. This is gonna be rapid though, because I gotta get ready to go. So we're gonna go through this. If you don't hear it, get in. If you don't, can't be said. All right. So first off, we got Lando, the Arch Magi. We got Fort Bias. We got Clan Wolf. We got Dragoon. We got Takaroth. We got Psycho 101A. We got Draco 5151 and Frankie Fresh. That is everyone who's entered our giveaway today. Remember, my only request is if you win, that you cover shipping. That is it. So, I think we've stalled enough. I've read the names. I think everyone who wanted in is in. So, we're going to go ahead and close this. Snoofy. Give away. That is the info you need. I'll give you a moment to process that and get in if you'd like to. There you go. Cool. All right, here we go. Closing it up. And let's pick our winner. I would do a drum roll. That's terrible, but we did it. Oh, oops. I opened it. My bad. I'm supposed to pick one. I'm a dumbass. Let's do that again. For Bias. Mr. For Bias has won some terrain. I get with For Bias because we're going to be shipping him some paint racks here soon. So I'll put a note on that for Mr. For Bias here. Lando, I'm going to send you a message on Discord real quick. Let's see here. Message. Dun, 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 dun. All right, Lando, I sent you a quick message, and I will send you. Oh, you sent me a message, and I never saw this. Hang on. So Lando, you messaged me, but it's been almost 5 months to the day, since you asked that question. You'll see it here, but I'll address it without typing. If there are specific parts, you can send me a message. You can send me an email. And we can cut some custom stuff, custom parts, and give you a quote and then invoice you for it. I'm sorry I never replied, or if I did reply, maybe I replied during a stream and I don't remember. But if I missed you, I'm sorry. So yeah, if there's specific parts from kits you need, and that's all you need, and you don't want to buy a full kit just to get those little parts, you let me know. The other day we had someone asking about cutting ladders, which we can do. Just let me know. I sent you a message about a discount for some terrain. If that seems reasonable and it will help you, I can whip you up a coupon when I get to work to help you out. I know you were trying to win something today and you donated, and sometimes there's a feelsy badsy when you don't win something, and you might not feel that way, and that's cool if you don't, but I do want to do right by you guys, and if that will help you out and save a little bit of money, I'm happy to do that for you and help offset some of the costs. So especially because you were super kind today and donated some money to the stream, I want to give back to you in some way.
So get back to me when you are comfortable and let me know. For everyone else who has hung out with me today, thank you very much. I do appreciate it. Today was a very awesome stream. Went really well. Had a lot of chatting. Got a lot done. And we had some awesome donations from Mr. Lando, the Arc Mag guy here. Got a bunch of subs. Appreciate that, guys. We got some donations from Clan Wolf and Dagoon. So big thanks to everybody. And thanks for all the chatter. I appreciate you guys allowing me to come into your phones, your TVs, your computers, your tablets, whatever you may be listening to me on. I really do appreciate it, and I thank you guys for coming back. I've been going through my own shit lately, and stuff's tough. Going through a lot of changes here on the stream and figuring out what we're going to do, but I'm still here, you're still here, and I appreciate you guys coming along for the ride. So thank you very much for that. As always, despite it being a little bit rapid today, I do want to encourage you guys to continue painting models. Don't allow this hobby, this thing we all love, to become something you hate. If you feel as though it's becoming stressful and more of a chore, more of a job than it is a hobby, take a step back and reflect. Make the changes you feel are necessary to get back to your hobby center, to get back to having fun, whether that's painting different details, changing up your scope of the process you're working on smaller amounts of minis versus the big minis, taking a break altogether, or working on a different project. It doesn't hurt to bounce around a little bit. It might not be efficient, but if it keeps you focused and happy, sometimes that's what you got to do. You don't want to burn so hard, so bright, so fast that your light burns out prematurely and you're not having fun with the hobby anymore. And that is something that I've contended with, and a lot of people who do this for the tabletop gaming aspect, a lot of the things that they deal with, and they end up trying so hard to force it that they end up not having fun anymore and they quit. So I encourage you guys, I implore you to try and offset that and prevent it from happening. Consider the narrative, consider what's going on in your life and the world right now, and know that one brushstroke at a time you can forge a narrative of your choosing. These are your miniatures. Each one has a story, has a name, has things they have done in your universe or their universe or wherever it is in between that you find. It's something that you have control over. As Bob Ross would say, this is your world. You are the creator. It all seems lost and hope is gone and at an all-time low in our real lives. This is a place we can go and have control and lose ourselves in this universe with our narrative, our minis, our stories that we forge. And it's always there waiting for us. We can always come back to it, even after a break. It's there. We've hit the pause button. And your miniatures, your narrative, your story, your fluff, your games, they will welcome you back when you have the time. So if all seems lost and you're having a rough day, pick up the controller, play a game. Pick up a miniature, paint something. Play some games. Do a role-playing session. Do something to lose yourself in a universe of your choosing that makes you feel a little bit better and helps offset the stark realities of our reality sometimes. And as we end every stream, I'd like to encourage you guys to leave the world a better place than you found it in every sense of that statement. You never know what people are going through in their everyday lives. That pays to be kind always. The way that we can engage with others can have a positive, uplifting effect on them, even if we're not there to see it. We may do something, and long after we've left the room, they start to feel better. That's simply by making eye contact, saying please, saying thank you, holding a door open, making someone feel like a valued human being can be the difference between a good day and a bad day for them. I implore you guys to sail through this life, living positivity and happiness in your wake. There's enough negativity in the bullshit in the world. Let's be a part of the solution and not the problem. As we end here today, I want to thank you guys one more time for hanging out with me. I really do appreciate it. We're going to go ahead and get this raid heading off to Studio J7. If you guys happen to go over there, please hit that follow button, spam some emails, and let them know who sent you. As always, I'd like to encourage you guys to keep painting those models, keep rolling those dice, and I will catch you guys tomorrow.